I mean,
Hello.
Hello,
this
Lucius.
last year.
We're
Hey,
not
Lucius.
starting yet. Don't go to the stream. I still got things I gotta turn off.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. We were just discussing the finer points of the Chumps cinematic universe, anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, Lucius, like
Excellent.
I do have to mention that there is cock in line, but I will tell you
There-
this is probably the safest film I've ever produced, and I'm kind of ashamed.
I did look at the intro and I did see the cock, and don't worry.
Oh, God bless.
Oh, by the
Honestly,
way, wait.
cock might be my favorite.
But we are like pre-live essentially with the festival. It's just a still image of the logo.
Nice. Lucius, did you see the cock in mine?
No. I very much like to go into these blind, and I don't like to know at all what's going to happen before we start it.
So you're saying that Ridges was so front and center.
It was. I don't know anything else that's in Ridges except that there's a cock in the very beginning.
Amazing.
Hey, Lucius, was the YouTube link okay, or do you need me to send you the actual file?
Oh, I have the YouTube link.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, I just wanted to probably turn off a few things to make sure there won't be any random noise interruptions.
Mm-hmm.
So let me...
Lucius, I gotta get some subs in here. Can I spend my points to get you to hydrate now?
You can, but it's not going to be until I can actually get up to get a drink.
Lucius, are you gonna make NPC noises
Thanks, Ridge.
for us?
No, fuck. I hate that content so much.
What type of content?
Let's remove that.
Whenever
Have you not
you-
seen the Twitch or TikTok like NPC stream things where they just repeat the same noises over and over again depending on what people donate to them? Yeah, just hearing about it grossed me out.
Yeah, it's cool.
I heard one of them is about to break $1 million in annual revenue or some shit like that, but I did not know what it was.
I mean, listen, God bless them for managing to hit that gold mine, but I cannot consume that kind of content.
But also, who wants that? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just very confused by what the appeal is in this horrifying display of robotic performance.
I think some people have said, I think it's kind of exploitative of children/mentally ill people that will not care about consuming the exact same noises over and over again.
They just want they're just there's a novelty to pushing a button and making someone make a noise.
Yeah, it's kind of like an ASMR thing, I guess, but it's just on repeat.
That sucks.
Um,
Lucius, is there a link to your stream?
I will post it once I make sure everything is hopefully turned off.
Oh, you were gonna.
Because I'm trying to remember how to actually turn off
Oh, okay.
notification noises, but I don't know if I can. So we might just have to deal with that.
Wow, you just got doxxed, bro. I just got such a link.
Because I'll be honest, most of the time there's not a real reason for me to turn it off, but... okay. Hopefully that works. I doubt it. Okay. Okay. Might be good. Maybe. Possibly. But yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna leave the call. That way you guys can still be in. And I'll just have everything playing. Since
Okay.
I got it all in the playlist. Actually, let me add that last bumper or that last thing, Ridge. But then yeah, that way everyone can still keep talking and I'll just be behind the scenes taking care of whatever hopefully needs to be taken care of.
But Lucius,
Hopefully
I'll miss
nothing.
you.
That's alright.
Yeah, Jared gets lonely actually, so I don't know if that's gonna work.
I
We
can't
all-
be by myself.
Well, it's either I leave or we all have to be quiet.
That's fair. Alright, get out of here.
Yeah, just go.
I mean,
Bless you. Oh,
maybe
someone
I
should
have-
tell Seth that it's right now.
he's at our place.
Off mic?
Yeah.
Okay, tell Seth off mic that I said, where's the film?
Yeah, we probably will. Once I move to the other room, I'll at least be in the chat, so if anything pops up, I will
Right.
see it.
Well, just like every year, our one goal is to have fun, and our other goal is to get.
I'm having fun. I'm having fun. I'm having so much fun.
Been having fun all night and all morning.
I love having fun.
All right.
Oh, we're doing that fun? Nice. That will be fun.
Let me see. Let me get some intro music. Waited. I doubt I'll be able to find anything quick. Everything's just music.
So, Lucius, are you leaving so that people can't hear the Discord?
Correct. I would advise everyone in Discord not to be in yet. And then I'll post the link once I leave. And then I'll give it like a little bit. And then I'll start the videos.
Okay.
I was just gonna say, if you use OBS, you can actually do audio based off of executables now. So, like, if you just have Chrome showing everything, you could have that be the only audio coming through, and you could stay in Discord if you wanted.
Yeah, I probably could.
Or you can say fuck it and leave. I get it.
I probably could change it from just desktop audio to specifically the browser audio. But you know, I like the conversations. I like being able to hear everyone.
He wants to be the dude like wallflowering in the corner who's like very carefully observing everything.
Look, Lucius is just Discord call shy. It's fine. It happens to the best of us.
That's right. It just gives me an excuse to leave and never talk to anyone.
No,
Ever
no.
again.
But don't worry, we'll talk afterwards. It won't be a super long one this year. So
I think that's good.
we'll be able
I
to
mean, it
talk and
sounds-
hang out.
It sounds like by default you're not gonna have one video that's the length of everything else combined. So unless
Mm.
Maybe.
Oh,
I've only
Who
heard
did
the
it?
length of one film, and I know it's double. Mine's double that film. So.
I mean, with all of our with how I feel like content's going and a lot of our bumpers, like it's gonna be quick. Like we're gonna go through a bumper and then immediately jump into the next thing.
Oh fuck yeah.
I'm into that.
Let's go.
So it's gonna be like one after another.
I'm ready to rock. Let me check on Charlie.
Yeah, I think.
Charlie, you're muted. If you can hear me.
Yeah, thanks. I'm here. I'm chilling.
Do we want to
Kiss.
put this? Is there a way to stream Twitch on Roku?
I'm sure it has an app.
Oh yeah, I could AirPlay it maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we're streaming it on our TV right now.
Yeah, it looks like Roku has an app where you can.
Let me make sure I have things set up in the other room at least.
Try and stream from the app.
Seth, can you hear me?
Seth's,
He's in the other room, Seth.
Seth, we're gonna get you out of there, man. The police are on their way.
Dude, we've already got your passport and everything set up. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Guys, who do you think owns the police?
he can't hurt you anymore, dude.
Seth, we called the police. They should be there in like 4 hours now.
We created this film festival as a distraction because we know the only way to distract Lucius is create some kind of Twitch streaming scenario.
Seth, you can just walk out the door. I don't think he'll stop you.
He can't hear you.
I don't think.
Oh wait, I guess he can now. Alright, yeah, I think everything's good. So, I'm gonna cut this. Here is, oh, it's my voice, okay. Here is the link to stream. I'll do a quick intro and then I'll head out, and then you all enjoy yourselves.
Can we
But
get a
yeah.
moment of silence for the striking workers?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I should not have hired SAG actors for this.
It's okay, you're not a
As
major
long as you didn't pay them.
streaming company.
Oh, okay. We're good.
Again, why my production company I used on this film follows all the SAG-AFTRA asks, so we're good.
And that's our moment of silence.
That's right.
I wasn't silent at all.
We had 2 seconds.
Now
But yeah, don't worry. If you hired any and they accepted, they're just scabs. So
That's true.
Speaking of scabs,
Speaking of scabs, I'm about to peel off because a crusty scab just got in the chat.
I'd like to just go on record and say that I did like Shrek the Fifth, so it won't be important later or cover any of my bases.
the creative mind behind it does really good stuff.
I watch while I'm at work from time to time.
Not that mind. That one's not
God.
creative.
Oh no.
Yeah. Sorry to break it to you.
The other one didn't send me a kiss emoji back whenever I sent him one, so I don't know how we're doing right now.
yeah, that's rough, buddy.
All right. Well, this is Buncha Chumps 2023. Sorry it feels rushed and last minute, but you know, busy year for us all, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm having a laugh.
Um,
I've been having a laugh all year.
but that's all right. We got some good stuff in today. I'm still happy that we have several submissions. How long will the movies be? They'll be anywhere ranging from a couple of minutes to maybe like the longest one's 18, right, Ridge?
Damn.
Hey, yeah.
Hail to the chief.
Wait, no way. Yours is 18. You started on it last night. The heck?
Dude,
Always pushing
I was
envelope.
shocked myself,
Wait,
actually.
really? I thought you were lying when you said you started last night.
I started last night whenever I got off of work, and
God
that's all I did until
bless.
3 a.m., and then I woke up at 8:30 this morning to finish it.
You were just a cinema machine.
Are we sure this guy's not AI?
God.
No,
It doesn't count if you used AI to enhance it.
don't worry. I've gotten many offers for to buy followers and such, and I have not. Don't worry. This is a genuine grassroots stream here. All right. Well, I'm gonna head out, and then I'll give everyone about 10 or so seconds to jump into the stream or to unmute it. Then I'll start.
Thank you, Lucius.
That sound
Thank
good?
you. See you on the other
Thank
side.
you.
I'll come running and screaming if anything pops up that I feel like I need to take care of.
Like a penis.
Yeah. No, the
Nice.
penises can stay. That's fine. I don't care about that. Yeah. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Have a good film festival.
I'm
Bye.
definitely
Thank
getting
you,
a
Lucius.
copy written, by the way.
Adios.
All right. Let's get this started.
You're just scribbling.
I can't do anything with my left hand.
I know, that's kind of the thing, right? Hey dear, are you proud of this?
So proud.
You proud of your writing? It's so
proud.
beautiful. I love it.
Thank God. It appears Colombo hasn't figured out how to like to eat poop.
One more thing.
Ooh.
I graded you, and you graded me.
Spider-Man, fuck this guy's ass.
What?
Yeah, fuck him up. Come on.
What are you talking
Twist
about?
his dick.
Whoa.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. My name's Marilyn, and you may know me from classic titles like... Unfortunately, if you're seeing this, that means it's happened. But you showed up anyways, and isn't that the American spirit? No one's judging you. No one here is judging you. What? No. That isn't about that. None of this is about that. What are you saying? What are you saying?
Everyone, my name is Uncle Funkle, and my favourite snack is knobbly brown thing on a stick. It's not shit.
you.
Here we are with the creator of Enigma and recent Buncha Chumps winner, Magnitude 2.0, Mr. Ridge Spang. This interview will be recorded and put into the Library of Congress to be preserved for future generations. Ridge, thank you for taking the time to do this interview with us.
Of course. Thank you for coming to my house.
It is interesting. In this beautiful home, you've decided to have your office down in the basement.
Yeah, I find that the radon mixed with the whole where are the dead bodies vibe we got going on down here really feeds into my ability to think of cum jokes. And that's mostly where I'm getting my residuals on these days. Plus, Kat won't let me use my fleshlight anywhere else in the house. She says I'm a squirter. Women.
Right. So is there anything you do other than writing down here?
Oh, of course. I am an avid participant in the arts. Lately I've been into photography. I've also been doing a bit of film. Expanding my art portfolio.
Well, you know, we'd love to see more of your other works. What's the next project you're working on?
My next project is a secret, of course, even for me. We're in a heated legal battle at the moment with Hayao Miyazaki. Of course, due to the last film that he's going to be making, which was clearly just a rip-off of some writing I shared some years earlier with him in a bathhouse.
Can you tell us what happened at the bathhouses?
Son, I can't really tell you what happened there. It would make an orgy blush, so let's just move on to the next question.
Sounds good to me. I wanted to see, before we started the rest of your day, if you could tell those who may not be as familiar with you a little bit about yourself and your films.
What is there to say, really? I'm an overweight, underpaid white guy living in the state with the most astronauts and the most presidents. And the only thing I excel at is living a wasted life of the mundane and soulless perpetuity of cheap labor. Then once a year, like some twisted joke from God, to torture me with some false sense of accomplishment, I gather all my childlike creativity and I put it together in a pile of refuse and I shove it down some other poor soul's throat to have to endure. I made Magnitude last year, which is basically a 13-year-old's explanation of how a crackhead might give a social studies class. And the irony of it all is that one won. That one won. I won with Magnitude. It's like as cruel as knowing that I'm going to take at least 100 more breaths tonight. It's an endless cycle. Everything truly descended in my life the day I made a neat moment. You don't know what it's like putting all that effort, time, and energy into something, especially at such a young age. And you have to live the rest of your life knowing that you peaked. That's it. You're done. That's as good as it's ever going to get. My heart and my soul will never reach the level of what I put into that film. It was my magnum opus. And here I am like fucking Icarus. I flew too close to the sun. I tried to do something great, and now I'm having to pay for it. And the worst part of it all, it didn't even win. I'm dejected from my own hubris. It didn't even fucking win! The fuck out of here. Let's hear our neighbors. Gotten pretty long this year. Looking pretty good. I don't really know what they are. Cat keeps calling them weed, but I don't think that's what marijuana looks like. And these here are my big boys. I like to have a little chit chat with them. I've heard it makes them grow bigger, so you know, just come out here and tell them some of my little secrets. Got hit by a plumber once though. Didn't really make me say anything smart, but it did make me see sparkles. I figure made me think of doing some gay pop rods, but not really getting in the season.
Are you alright to do more questions?
How's that?
Are you sure?
Oh, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I maybe could have gotten a couple more tears out, bud, but I think that was a good shot. I think that was a good take. Yeah.
We can keep going with the interview. We just like to do one take so that it's more authentic for our viewers.
Authentic. Right. Well, buddy, listen. If you're ever going to try for a chumpy, give me a call first, because you're not ready for the competition. I can just tell. So, it's okay. It's okay. I know what these people want. You're just... you're in my house. It's fine. Fuck me. No. I get it. Should we continue?
Can you tell us a little bit about your writing process, or maybe even what was the difference between writing Enigma and Magnitude?
Let me stop you there, alright? It's pronounced Enigma, not Enigma, alright? It's not American. Fuck. Enigma and Magnitude were very different. Enigma was written in a few hours while I was at work. Then I came home, we shot it, I edited it that same day. And I think that really helped me kind of keep all of the ideas of the film original and exactly how I'd written them. It feels like an impressionist piece, really. Something done with the intention of capturing a moment, a fleeting feeling. Less about technical editing and the minutiae. With Magnitude 2.0, I'd really been working on it for over a year, trying to figure out what I was going to be doing. I'd spent so long thinking about it that it gave me time with the film to have it be refined and crafted, instead of just being a thought that became actualized. Magnitude 2.0 felt more like Dali. Everything you see being absolutely intentional. Every frame has meaning and purpose to serve the larger message of the plot. Agonizing over every single choice I made and suffering with every detail. And that makes me come.
Do you have a preference between the two styles?
Yeah, I think there's a happy medium there. I think getting it written and shot and edited as close together as possible has its benefits, more so than having such an extended timeline. But you miss out on the what-ifs. It's like, yes, showing Blue Me is funny as fuck, and probably the best joke anyone's ever made in their fucking life. But would have not another hentai have been funnier? We'll never know. We'll never know. Will we? We'll never know. Sal.
I'm actually glad you brought that up. A lot of fan-submitted questions revolve around Blue Me. They wanted to know if showing the hentai for you is kind of like Quentin Tarantino's foot thing that he does in all of his films.
You know, I never really thought of it that way. I'd have to say no, though. I think Blue Me just takes me back to a simpler time. Just a couple of friends on a buddy's computer having a laugh. But no, the only thing that really gets me aroused anymore is when my wife quotes Henry David Thoreau and gags me with my pay stubs.
You know, oddly enough, I think I get that from your films.
You know, oddly enough, I don't give a shit. And this is my garage, where a man can be a man.
Do you spend a lot of time out here?
Not a lot, I'll be honest. You know, I kind of just want everybody to see that I'm kind of a man's man, you know. This is my dojo, if you will. A little karate or something, you know. I honestly think I could fix it up pretty nice. I'm thinking about, you know, getting the walls done. See if Cat will make one of those little Bud Light posters for me, you know, on the beach. Probably kicking a kid or something. You know, they got the oil stain down here. Maybe clean that up, get rid of the gas smell. I think it'd be real nice.
Do you know what this area was used for before you purchased the house?
You know what? I don't know what it was used for, but I've heard that there's been a lot of Underground Railroad activity here back in the day, so Maybe that oil stains from one of their trains that they used, you know? Yeah, it could be a... I am in a historical district, so you never know what could be going on there. And that's real important for someone like me. Oh, I want to show you my titty. It's real important for someone like me, given my background.
Your background?
Proud African man.
We have a few photos here of you. We were hoping you could kind of explain what was going on in them for us.
God, that's not a terrifying statement. I thought you guys wanted the TMZ.
Alright, here's the first one.
Yeah, that was a bad time in my life. That was right after my first attempt at magnitude. I went on a bender. I was showing my genitals to everyone inside of a Walmart parking lot. Just to feel something. That was really it kept me while I was down though. Thankfully, none of the Walmart cameras were working that day, so I didn't get convicted of any of the harassment. They didn't even let me fluff up for that picture though, so that's...
Here's the second one, more of a poster than a picture, really.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was me trying to break into Hollywood. I'm sure you know they went with Steve Carell instead of me. They actually just picked the person who they thought looked the best on the stack of pancakes, which was really fucking weird to me. I think we can all agree that it was better for my career that I didn't get that film. That's a bullet dodge.
This one's actually an audio file, but we were hoping you could kind of explain to us what was going on.
You know, but they're too big and they look stupid. They look like some Vegas bitch. They look like a Vegas whore. And you go around sashaying around in your tight clothes and stuff. I won't stand for that anymore.
I don't walk around it. I don't walk.
To be that.
I don't walk around in tight clothes. I stay at home for most of the time.
You go out in public and it's a fucking embarrassment to me. You look like a fucking bitch on heat. And if you get raped by a pack of niggas, it'll be your fault. Alright? Because you provoked it. You are provocatively dressed all the time with your fake boobs.
Why would y'all play that? You know that was right after my first divorce. Well, I'm you, so I don't know why any of this is happening. Touche. Wanna go gangbang our wife? Let's do it.
Do it, do it, do it, do it now. Lick it good, suck this pussy just like you should. Right now, lick it good, suck this pussy just like you should. My neck, my back, lick my pussy and my crack. My neck, my back, lick my pussy and my crack. My neck, my back, lick my pussy and my crack. My neck, my back, lick my pussy and my crack. My neck, my back, lick my pussy and my crack.
Hey, is it alright if we just get a couple shots of the room so we can, you know, use it for some B-roll and whatnot? Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead. Anyways, like I was saying, honestly, I even really like Shrek 5, you know? I'm glad it won. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? Oh no. Oh no. Dude, listen, it's not what it looks like, okay? I swear to God.
The check's in the mail, baby. Guilt.
Before we learned about society.
Devour these nuts. I think I just might.
Before we lived for the day. Before we discovered love. There was a Duck?
Today, we're here to remember Duck, a great American and a true Democrat and a great hero. While Duck may not be with us anymore, he'll always be in our hearts. And that is why I'm officially declaring today National Duck Day.
The one that started it all. Duck Day. All new 4K enhanced. 10th year anniversary platinum edition. Available in your home in 2023.
This is democracy in action.
Wow, this restaurant's really nice. You made a really great choice in this one.
Yeah, I hear it's the bomb.
So, what's the cuisine like here?
Oh, you know, English traditional orders like that.
So, real explosion of flavor?
Yeah, I mean, I said it was the bomb.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
So, what was he saying?
He was saying that the soup was de la bamba.
Sûrement. This really is the best.
Certainly.
Alors, after this, also dessert is a dessert. Is this also la bombe?
Oh la la! It is quite exquisite and explosive.
Mon Dieu, je pense avoir mangé une vache. Quelle nature, quelle culture et quelle atmosphère. Je pense maintenant à devenir en socialiste et faire un peu contre le gouvernement.
C'est un mot, le coup, des récits, des aujourd'hui, ou simplement, en fait, nous payons la note.
Et après ça, un grand change au monde. Sur le monde, s'il vous plaît. Bien sûr, et bienvenue à l'international. Ici, le monde.
C'est the kiss me.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Is that how you talk?
Yeah.
Yeah, my flight's undone. Bien sûr. Et bienvenue à l'international. Ici, le bon pour toi. Ici, le bon. Ici, le bon. Ici, le bon.
The real thing is I need something like stabilize. Oop. The blooper reel's gonna be on the reel.
soul. Are we sure it ever had one? Children dying in the school. But can you tell me why? Are they not trying to change the rules? We're crying, but we're not fools.
The following is an endorsement from the Scamant Municipal Library.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Get to Know Your Local Library. Today we'll be spotlighting Gary Nugent, MLS for Scamant Municipal Library.
Hello, my name is Gary Nugent. I've been a librarian for about 10 years now, and I've spent 5 of those working for the Scamant Municipal Library. You know, I just really love working here. You know, we've got a nice, clean environment, and our cataloging technology is really just on the cutting edge. You know, I have a big love for fantasy. You know, I grew up reading a lot of Tolkien, as many of us did, and I think that just sort of naturally blossomed, you know, into a love of all sorts of different worlds, you know, historical and futuristic. You know, everything from Prince Caspian to the Neuromancer, you know, Tad Williams, all the way to Philip K. Dick, you know. And I just, you know, I love having the opportunity to be able to share the things that I enjoy with the community and, of course, my coworkers who always love to hear about it. Actually, I happen to have a few of my favorites right here. I think I already mentioned the Neuromancer, William Gibson. That's a real classic right there. You should check it out sometime. We don't have that one, but you should look into it. And there's another one I've been working on for a few days now. It's called The Nubile Songstresses of the Sword Galaxy. That one is by Terry Williams, and I met him at a book signing once. Swell guy. I foresee great things for him. You know, a lot of people ask me, you know, Gary, why did you want to become a librarian? And I feel that the answer for me, you know, is actually pretty simple. You know, I mean, I just love having the opportunity to be able to serve my community and, you know, be able to provide people with a place they can access knowledge for free. Because, you know, there just aren't a whole lot of places in today's society where you can just go and get information without any expectation of return. You know, I mean, it took me 6 years to get my MLS. I mean, that was 4 years for the bachelor's and another 2 for the master's. And you know, that's 6 years I'm never getting back. And you know, I had to take out a sizable loan, and it's been 10 years, and I'm still paying that off. You know, and you know, librarian job doesn't necessarily make a whole lot of money, not exactly a high-paying job, you know. It's cause sometimes it's kind of hard to, you know, to pay the bills, keep the lights on. But you know, I just I love being able to, you know, provide for the community. Though I come in, and at the end of the day, it feels like it's worth it, you know. And I mean, just the things that we provide, the variety. I mean, where are you gonna find something like this, you know? I mean, for free even. Come on. Honestly. You know, there's sort of a misconception, you know, that librarians are always respected and valued, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, we do get a lot of love from, you know, from people, from the community. Miss Donaldson from down the street actually gave us all a basket of cookies the other week. That was very sweet of her. Thank you, Mrs. Donaldson, if you're watching this. You know, it's not all peaches and cream. Every once in a while, you know, people are just not going to be satisfied with everything that you have to offer. I remember a few weeks ago, we had a gentleman who came in, and he said that he was looking for a book called The Greats of Rap. and that his kid needed it for a book report. And I told him, sir, I don't know that we really have a book by that title. The man said, no, well, I know you have this book, and it's here. I called somebody yesterday, and the lady said on the phone that you had it. And I said, well, sir, we do have a book called The Grapes of Wrath. Wrath with a TH. Maybe that's what your son meant. He said, no, it's called The Grapes of Wrath, and I know that you have it. And I said, well, I'm sorry, sir, I just don't think that we'd have that book. And he called me a head and a sucker, and he said a few other old-fashioned words that I'm not going to repeat here, and he said that my mother was a whore, and that I should be aborted. And that really didn't feel good. That kind of stung a little bit. And I just want you to know, whoever you are, that that was very hurtful, and you're wrong. I am not a sucker, and my mother was a very kind woman who did her best to raise me when I was young. So you have a sick soul, and what comes around goes around, and it will, mister. Yeah, so I guess, the takeaway really is just, be kind to your librarians. We're people too. And we will always do whatever we can to, help support our community. You can rely on us. And, if you really appreciate, who we are and what we do, you can come and get involved. Come and partake in our monthly programs or volunteer. We can always use the help. Or, if that's not really your thing, you can always, if you have any lightly used books laying around, or even, just a little cash on the side that you don't need, we're always accepting donations. And, every little bit counts. Maybe come and stop by one of our book sales one day. We'd really appreciate your support. Thanks. I hope this has given you some insight into the life of a librarian. And, I look forward to seeing you around. Again, thank you on behalf of the Scamant Municipal Library. Have a great day.
Thank you for joining us for another edition of Get to Know Your Local Library. We hope to see you soon.
Shit that I should've known. So I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cat. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, bet he blowing her back. Think about me, cause he know that it's fat. Damn.
Hello, everyone. How are you? Fine, thank you.
Oh my god!
Today is fine day in California. Huh? Choose.
there must be just a range of different emotions. I want to say, up front, that I take full responsibility for this decision. This was ultimately my call, and it was one of the hardest calls that I've had to make in the 18 years of running the company. And a lot of why it's hard is, obviously it has a big impact on your lives, but also for our mission, we're losing people who you've really put your heart and soul into this place.
Hey, buddy. Hey, chum. Hey, old pal. Hey, haven't heard from you in a little while. Charlie told me about your situation. It's not easy for anyone. Sorry you got fired from Meta's VR real estate division, man. I know that was like a dream job for you and everything, but like, just don't be too hard on yourself. Make some good choices. Don't do drugs. Just anything, well, give me a ring when you get a sec, buddy. Thanks. Talk to you soon. Bye. Hey, this is Carl. I'm sorry I missed your call. Please leave me a message after the beep. Thanks.
Hey, Carl. Thanks for that voicemail, man. Yeah, it's been a tough week, but I just got this great new job and I'm really excited for it. So I can't wait to I can't wait to tell you about it, man. Talk to you later. Here's your egg. Oof. Bye-bye. Bye.
All right.
Hello again.
Hello.
there.
Hello.
That was our film festival this year. So shall we? Uh-oh. Was that River crying? Okay.
Oh, I need to mute the thing. I forgot.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah,
that's right. Yeah, I was gonna do that. Hey guys, did it start yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we just finished.
I know, I was watching on Twitch.
Nice.
How dare you?
That was awesome.
Shall we go into Q&A now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think we should.
We can ask questions.
We've
You can
always
get
asked
answers.
questions.
Let's do it in order.
Yeah. Should I stream the videos like on Discord as well so that we can like look at certain parts or whatever?
Sure.
Can you send a link to that playlist?
Yeah.
Or somebody?
Oh yeah, I probably should have done that in the beginning, huh?
I missed the beginning.
Don't want to lose viewers,
This is
Lucas.
only the beginning.
Yeah, that's true.
My
yeah.
viewers, no.
I missed the first video. I had to watch a 25-second ad when I opened Twitch.
Oops, sorry.
He's monetizing us.
That I can't
We
turn
were
off.
friends.
Can't turn off that payday.
I could probably change it to where there's mid rolls, but then I still have to I think it still requires you like every 30 minutes or something.
No, it's fine. I thought it was funny.
It's bad.
First video though.
It's real bad. All right, let me see if I can stream it on Discord and Twitch. That way you guys don't have to listen to yourselves and we can also look through it.
I'm making a straw poll right now. Not because I want to compete, but because I want Carl to get a chance to win.
Fuck you, Kim.
How magnanimous of you.
So I mean, we have what? Best film, best actor, and best editing.
Is
Those
there a way
categories.
to do that? I mean,
What, have
on
like a
straw
multi-
poll just lets you do ranking or do one.
I mean, could have 3 different straw polls.
That's true. That's true.
So I will say I was moving at certain parts of certain films, so I was not able to catch like every little second. But I will go back through. Should I just play it and we talk about it, or?
Sure.
Sure. I mean, theoretically, the shorter the film, the less there's to talk about, right?
Mm-hmm. Hey, you sent in multiple. Was that just like different ideas that popped out of your head, or?
Yeah, so I had 3 ideas at the beginning of the year when we were doing this, so I just decided to go ahead and commit to making 3.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I was gonna end up making 3 just because obviously I've been very busy between moving to a new state and having a kid and other things in my life, so.
Quite hectic.
What prompted left-handed being left-handed, Carl?
Cameron, I think we're gonna get picked up in 10 minutes.
Oh.
What, for a new TV show?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Do you want to quickly talk about your films then?
Sure. We spent a lot of time filming it. We shot the finale part like 3 months ago. And then we shot a lot this week.
Mm-hmm. I was wondering if you guys shot it all in one day or if you just sort of paced it out.
It was over the course of 3 or so days, but we did spend an hour last night at like from 3 a.m. our time to almost 4:30 a.m. our time, getting that final shot.
Damn.
Your framing and everything is stupendous.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We were saying all the shots were really great.
Thanks.
Were you guys just like driving around LA trying to find like cool stuff to shoot?
That's mostly in Echo Park. That's like within like I'd say within most of it's within a 3-block radius, but like not farther than a 5-block or 7-block radius of our apartment.
I feel like most of it's within a block or 2 blocks.
Yeah.
We did drive around, but only out of Louisiana.
Your stuff everywhere.
Yeah, lots of staircases all over our neighborhood. Oh, that one giant staircase, Charlie went to the 3rd floor of an apartment building without any permission to do so.
Yeah, I hand drew that meta shirt, by the way. That's not an official meta shirt.
Oh,
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
That's good.
Really?
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I thought it would be funny, but no one.
No one laughed.
I mean, you did too good of a job, man. I mean, that's just official.
Thanks.
Like,
yeah, the back looks like you wrote on it, but the front looks official.
It's like silk screen on there.
I thought that Mark Zuckerberg firing 1,100 people and looking like he was gonna cry would make people laugh. Cameron said it wasn't funny.
I liked it.
I thought the framing device is good. I think really just the whole bit like the virtual housing.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Put your eggs in the wrong basket.
Yeah.
That's true. And I didn't really, that's kind of the weakest link was I was going to do more like Eggsley advertising and app screens and stuff. But like, I did the majority of the editing in the last 48 hours and didn't have time to make the Eggsley interfaces.
From the beginning, I was like, this definitely seems like an A24 type film.
No, tell them what you said originally.
It is,
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Lucius, are you being dishonest?
No, I just messed up the name of the studio.
I mean, that is like a classic, like, kind of 80s horror text and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was just the first thing I did, and then I was like, I'll just do this. And I wanted to use that saxophone music that sounded crazy, and so that it felt like it matched the vibe. Hey, Carl. Thanks for that.
The sudden cut was chuckle-worthy in of itself. I appreciated it.
It's been a tough week, but
Thank you.
Charlie wanted the music to fade off, but I was like, no, it's funnier if it's a hard. So if it's just cut to a car.
Hard cuts are always funny.
I can't wait to tell you.
I can't believe we got MC Escher out to California to do all the landscaping. Jesus Christ.
That's true. It's fucking wacky out here. But no, this literally, we had like 1/5 of this film put together. We had the staircase scene where the egg falls down the stairs. We had that put together, and that was the only thing we had as of Wednesday. And then as of today, or between Wednesday and today, is when we did everything else, basically. But
Pretty small.
And that street in the background is also the running street from the end.
Yeah, we just ran around the block, basically.
Just a giant circle.
I'm really happy with that giant staircase, though. that shot made me really happy. And the shot of the first person view of grabbing the egg out of the like shipping container, that was Charlie's favorite shot.
Oh yeah.
I actually really liked when the one that just went past of you running past the fence with it like just the duplicated.
Nice. Yeah, I was begging for that.
I also like the shot where you had the back of the car and it was late at night, and I was wondering if
that was good.
Was that actually like a friend, or were you guys just lined up at the back of the car?
That was just a person that showed up on like the 4th take or 5th take to move their parked car, and I was just like, just go ahead and move it. Just move it. And as I was recording, I was like, well, I'm gonna have to cut this shit out.
I spent like an hour trying to find like sad saxophone sound, slow saxophone sound, and I couldn't find anything. So those like kind of deflated trumpet noises are just door hinges that are squeaking.
Oh.
Including the squeaky sound when the car drives away. There was going to be a moment when the egg falls down the stairs where at the last second he like catches it at the bottom of the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And we filmed like a test of that, but I had to film the last bit of the staircase stuff by myself because Charlie had to go to work, so I couldn't like set up to actually film it. Also, there were skunks all over the place, so I was like, I'm not doing this. So hopefully that made sense. That the egg didn't break because it's a joke, because it should have broken.
Oh really? That was a real egg you rolled down?
No, it was a wooden egg.
Okay.
We got some wooden eggs as props.
Yeah, because I was about to be like, oh, we were all thinking like, oh, it must just be like a plastic egg or something.
It's well, you can get wooden painted eggs to trick chickens into nesting on them.
Also, can I just say, hate this type of music? I hate it.
Which music?
The music used for anxiety-inducing moments. Because it induces so much anxiety in me.
It's too good at its job.
But no, it was good.
Oh, just the cacophony?
Yeah.
Yeah. That, I mean, I didn't know what to do for that, so I just kept piling on sound effects that I was finding. And that's where I ended up with. And I was gonna do like a look at the phone screen for this, and I just did that as a placeholder, and Charlie was like, "Oh, that works." Like,
I don't know if this would have been your like style or whatever, But I was wondering with Eggly if that was going to turn into some sort of like mascot horror type thing.
Could have. Yeah, I snuck the Parasite book in there as a class, a commentary on Class.
Yeah.
That was me, my hand go over the phone, and then also me behind the door.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's true. That's a real fact.
This shot was also good.
So good.
The egg is totally fucking stuck to the pan. It's so poorly cooked.
Oh yeah, also throw the entire
Holding
egg in
the egg
there.
up in the background.
Egg is tortured.
It was it was definitely very, very good. So was this so this isn't what was like planned last year, right?
No.
Okay.
This was like, I sat down with Charlie, he's like, we have to come up with a story. It has to be a simple story.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
We
like,
went back and forth, and we both said whatever a couple times, and then that was the story.
yeah. What if there was a shitty last mile delivery app for a single egg?
I know this is way late. I definitely thought you were gonna play Entry of the Gladiators whenever the egg started falling down the stairs.
I
I
don't
just
know
wanted to
it.
share that. It's just like the circus music.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun,
Oh.
dun, dun.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think my favorite thing about the suggestion of the idea of the one egg delivery service is just the fact that this evidently started in the morning and managed to take all day. The person was only just getting ready to like leave a bad report, and then as soon as they got the egg, they just immediately went to cook it, as if it wasn't really important they had an egg right away. As long as it appeared at some point in the day, an egg just needed to get cooked.
That is exactly why I thought it was very funny.
And also, like, do you think it actually paid well, or was this like deliver one egg get $5 sort of thing?
Absolutely.
I don't even think they got $5, honestly.
I wanted to imply this more, but I think the character, the delivery guy, thinks that he's doing an extremely important thing, like he's delivering the gift of life to someone, and then he finally delivers it, and it just is shattered in a pan. And that's the horror. I don't know if that comes across at all, but that was what I was thinking.
It makes sense, because again, the call from Carl at the beginning makes it pretty clear he was actually pretty passionate about what he was doing before, even as ridiculous as it might have been. And so the context of the job was very important. That's made clear from the beginning. And yeah, you know, just to realize, yes, in fact, the egg was just going to be used like an egg.
Right.
Can you go to the or the grabbing the egg out of the box?
Oh yeah.
See if you can find the weirdness of that POV grabbing the egg shot.
This one or the actual like
the actual
looking
picking
up
up the egg.
Oh, okay. I think, is it this or?
Yeah, it's this. Did you notice something going on?
Is it like each of you reaching down or something?
Yeah, it's one arm per person.
Okay.
That explains the weird craning shot.
I like that a lot.
Unbelievably long arms and torso.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Oh, I see you guys didn't catch anything in the mirrors.
Oh yes, he did. Running up, it's in there.
I wanted, for the background of the story, I wanted the Cameron said this was a dumb idea, but I like the idea that Eggsley, the company, delivers you, the delivery person, an egg. They deliver it to you, and then you deliver it to someone else.
Right.
And it's just like a company built entirely on like Amazon services, basically.
Yeah, it's definitely just like leave this random package.
I was no, Charlie wanted that package delivered to a doorstep, and I was very against it because that doesn't make sense.
I thought it'd be funny.
It's the joke to me is that it's a last mile delivery, but it's just extremely stupid. But if it's delivered to someone's door, I mean that kind of continuity just makes me feel like, well, why didn't they just deliver it to him?
Yeah, it would have been distracting.
I mean, I feel like both. I really love the idea of just, yeah, they delivered this egg out somewhere.
Right.
And with
like
this the size of like this container.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like Jesus.
Yeah, I think it still gets that joke just because you have it here. Like I think it works better this way probably.
Yeah, it feels like this feels like it's like a geotagging dumb bullshit thing.
Yeah.
Also, what the heck is this tote? Is this just something that you have lying around?
It's like what? It's like an Amazon tote that they just leave in our apartment complex. So we put a blanket and some plastic in it, and then put the egg in a baggie and walked it a block across to an alley where we could film this.
Eggy in a baggie.
Eggy in a baggie.
I also we liked that you sent this shot over Discord last night. Or yesterday, and then when we saw it, we were like, "Oh, that's the shot. That's it.
That's the shot."
And it like this seems like something where it would be like the title, like picture or something.
The thumbnail.
Yeah. And for some reason, I also just very much like this shot in general.
Nice.
It might be because like the lighting on your face as well. Like along with the sun in the background.
You may see Cameron's pained expression because I was reflecting the full force of the sun into his eyes.
Okay.
For that lighting and having the sky exposed in the background.
I wasn't sure if that was a light or if you were just
it's
reflecting light.
It's a reflection of the sun into his face from about a foot away.
It's one of those reflectors, but it's like the silver side, so it's literally like he's tanning my face.
Nice.
Yeah, we had fun with trying to make the shots look nice with like the out of focus background and stuff.
Yeah, Seth was saying he's like that's why they moved like people moved out to SoCal like 100 years ago because like around here he was like, wow, everything does just look better being filmed in Southern California.
Hey, Carl. So
with like I think just like the sun and everything.
The sun is pretty good. Yeah. That was iPhone footage. I think that was like the only iPhone footage of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just like near Echo Park Lake.
Oh, I was thinking this shot right here. You look a little bit more strained. Was that after like multiple takes, or was it just running up the hill?
It was after multiple takes. Dude, when I ran up the entire flight of stairs on that giant hill in the end of the montage.
Uh-huh.
And I felt like I was going to die because it's like so hot.
Yeah, it's record hot. In one of the hottest cities in the world.
Seth was also saying, can't believe you did this in all black.
Well, that's what I wore.
That's the continuity choice made 2 or 3 months ago. Black shirt, long pants.
Yeah, you don't really see me because there's still like 2 more flights of this staircase, but I slowed the fuck down.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So right there was that like a genuine walk up, or were you just like Or were you relatively rested by that point?
That it was a mix of both for
Oh,
sure.
okay. Yeah, I mean, no, you seem pretty good right here. So you kept it together well.
But
Did
I
you
was
actually
not-
film
I
the
couldn't-
full, like, the last 2 flights and then decide to cut it? Or did you just, like, keep that zoom out there?
I think, well, I think I go around a tree pretty soon after this, at near the end of this thing. But yeah, I was just I couldn't do anymore. That was the last thing we shot of our like montage of running upstairs was that giant flight, and I was like, okay, we're done. I can't do this anymore.
I was like, oh, we can get another shot. We can get another shot. You're like, no.
And we had the perfect amount based on the song that I ended up using. So.
I was worried it was going to be like 2 minutes long, the whole thing.
Were there any shots?
This is a beautiful shot. I didn't
Oh yeah,
do
no,
this.
I
Cameron did this.
Did love this. Were there any shots where you guys didn't use that you were just like, like any locations or anything?
There was a skyline shot that we didn't use.
Right.
But it didn't really make sense.
Try to get the LA skyline.
Yeah, that's
this is good.
Better.
I mean, dusk, man. And with all the hills, it is a very pretty place to film for sure.
There was going to be the egg was going down the staircase, and there was going to be a whip. The camera at the bottom of the staircase was going to whip pan down to show a bunch of broken glass and upturned screws. But we ended up not going back to get that shot. Also, panning is really hard.
So, was this with like a? What'd you do to like blow the egg or
I was
whatever?
blowing on it as hard as I could.
With your mouth?
Yeah, it took like 10 times to actually get it to move.
Who's this dunce?
I don't know, just some guy watching me run down the stairs after an egg. Oh, we also we had a different prop egg at the end of each staircase there, so I could kick it off.
Each landing of the staircase had an egg on it.
I love this little scramble. Like, oh. Like, you very clearly could have grabbed it, but you were just like... You were just like, I'm not gonna go for it.
So far away.
Too much speed.
I mean, you wouldn't want to risk, like, crushing it, you know?
Also, you, like, running down the stairs, bent over like that. I'm glad you didn't eat shit.
I had the railing, but yeah, I mean, I very well could have eaten shit. We tried to make
that is a hinge.
Yeah.
I see.
We
Yeah,
tried to
like...
make the egg super sweaty, but it doesn't. Really
Oh, okay.
I thought it came across.
Well, we were just like, oh, is it like... I think Marilyn might have picked it up, but I think I was just like, oh, maybe it was like a hard-boiled egg they used or something. And it was just like, all...
That I wanted a shot where he took a break in the park and sat down in the grass and sat the egg beside it. This was a planned shot we didn't do. And he's just like lounging in the grass for a second, and then it's just the egg in the grass, just sweating in the heat of the sun, just like getting fucked up.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Yeah, no, I think about it. If you guys... So did you guys have like a genuine egg out there while you were filming at all?
We never really had a reason to use a real egg.
Okay.
Except cracking it in the pan.
Because I was just curious if like having it out in that heat would have actually hard boiled it, and then like you crack it on the pan and it just spits out like a half boiled egg.
That would be interesting. I don't think it would be enough to boil it, but yeah, we'll have to put an egg outside and see what happens.
The final music is the music from Shin Godzilla, when Godzilla destroys the town.
Oh.
And I thought about while Cameron was editing, going out and shooting just like broken eggs all over the city, just like static shots of broken eggs.
Do you guys like Worm's Eye View productions?
We really like the intro like
so
cinematic
high
for it.
quality, and then like that's the imagery you're going for. It's great. I love the juxtaposition.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I do love this shot of just like the light of the car and then going off.
Well, it kind of nicely like saturates like the lens. Like it has a bunch of it's like you're shining a flashlight into the lens and the light's bouncing all around inside it and makes it kind of blurry.
Mhm.
And then it kind of becomes less dreamy as the car goes away.
Yeah, it feels like it brings the shot together. So what?
This tracking shot, we could talk about that.
Well, I was wondering, is this just something that was like thrown on, or is this from an actual app or something?
I created that in Photoshop and then opened it as a photo on his phone.
I see.
Which it looks like it's like screen mapped on, but you can see my effort to screen map at 4 a.m. Earlier when I made that ad. Also, you didn't really get a good look at Card Dogs, but that's a little animation of him playing like online poker and losing.
Yeah. Well,
I can tell the tracking on that was a little rough, but I mean, you know.
I was wondering if Card Hounds was a real thing, or if that was something you made along with the Eggly advertisement.
That's a little animation that I've been working on and off.
Okay.
But
How'd you get that screen texture on it?
After Effects.
Nice.
Okay,
there's
yeah.
actually-
I thought about it, but didn't really like think anything of it. But now I can definitely see it like moving on the laptop.
That's fine.
Yeah, I didn't notice it glitch then.
I did that at 4 a.m. and it didn't work the first time, and I was like, well, I'm moving on.
No, that's fair. I'm sure we all have some things that we're just like, fuck it, who cares?
Yeah, but this is After Effects to get this screen effect, which it looks really good. It's just I think this thing called Beach Ball CC or something like that makes these little round pixels that you can resize however you want, but it makes it look exactly like you're filming a screen. It's really good. It's built into After Effects if you want to use that one. Any After Effects heads in the house. And I made an animated Eggsley logo this morning at 7 a.m.
It's cute.
The Eggly was good. I thought at first when you sent it in before I like glanced at it, I thought this was gonna be like a 10-minute animation. And I was like, oh my god. So he's really pulled out all the stops this year.
That, I mean, next year, guys. Next year for sure on that. Next year for sure. But anyway, we definitely went for it and had fun. And yeah.
That running down the street shot at the end.
Yeah, the one right before it gets to the house.
Yeah,
or like this one.
I want to hear about this.
That's one take. That was
yeah, I did want to know about
an
this.
extremely dangerous thing that
How
we
did
did.
Were you on a skateboard while you was doing this?
No, I was driving a car with a camera on a tripod stuck like around the wheel and whatnot.
Yeah.
Around the wheel.
Down
the camera was like the tripod was long and that he had it like the tripod laying against the open window.
Okay.
So there was a tripod out the window of the driver's side, and I was just I was filming, like watching the camera while driving pretty fast down a one lane or a street with only one lane because there was cars parked on both sides.
Oh, like
Very
some real Charleston type shit.
Yeah. But with a big hill involved.
I can't believe this was one shot. Like, this is probably my favorite sequence.
It was
in the
one
movie.
shot, and then we cut it up.
Okay. Well, I like
did you
second
run a
there
lot
where he's-
further, or did Cameron run a lot further?
No, you
No,
see pretty much
the whole run.
Oh, okay. Sorry, go on, Carl.
I had to cut it for
Oh, I just like when he's running underneath the light and it turns on right as he gets underneath it.
Yeah, it's just a motion sensor floodlight. It looks so.
Yeah,
It's
but
like,
it looks good.
I know it's so cool. Like when we shot this, we were like, "Holy shit!"
Wait, would you say it's your favorite like your favorite shot that you managed to get, or no? You said the stairs. You like the most.
I like the stairs a lot.
I like how you edited that too. My favorites, I guess, because it's more recent, is the picking up the egg out of the bag.
That was my favorite camera move, going from that close up to this. That actually was me. Charlie was outside and I was having my hand over the phone. And when I removed my hand out of frame, I cut out all the frames of me getting up out of the chair, walking around to the camera, and trying to do a whip pan up to the door.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah. So the only edit in that whip pan up to the door is just he cut while the camera pans up past the table.
Well, I cut out like 30 seconds of me getting up and moving to the camera.
Like right, you're saying like right here.
Yeah, 30 seconds was cut out right before the camera moved from the table.
Like you can see the chair
see.
move.
Uh-huh.
And that's from me getting out of the chair and moving behind the camera. But it looks like we have a camera person there. So I was proud that we like got that shot.
Oh, okay. That's reflection of lights you guys have inside. I was like, what is this red?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We had a light set up behind the person knocking on the door to silhouette them. You can see how they're not silhouetted now, but in that shot, we like set up a light to give them a silhouette.
Yeah, I think it helps.
I like that.
I tried to record that again this morning because you couldn't hear it on the on-camera mic, and now it still sounds weird. It just sounds weird in a different way.
Were you just saying like here you go, or?
I was just out of breath, like here's your egg.
Oh. Oh well, I guess
Honestly,
I also
like
have the volume.
I kind of like it without the dialogue.
Okay. I like it.
I like that a lot. It's just so good.
It's almost a little defeated. Like you made it, but you're just like fuck.
It is defeated for sure.
Love the throwing of the whole egg on.
Have you ever seen that video? I think it's maybe viral or maybe just something I've seen where somebody's like, "This is how you crack an egg." They just drop the whole egg into the pan and pick up the shell.
Maybe.
Charlie was adamant about doing that.
I'm glad you did it.
Yeah, it was great.
Just like the whole ass egg in there, and then cutting to the egg being done. and you're right.
Because we were filming. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say you're right. I love that you can't get the egg up.
Yeah, because we were filming and like the stove was on high heat so you could see it. Like the egg just got burned to the fucking pan.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I feel like it really adds to it that, you know, we went through so much.
So poorly cooked.
You fuck it up while cooking it.
So is this you holding your hand underneath it, or?
That's his hand with a spatula. It's kind of posing.
Oh,
under
okay,
the
that's
light.
the spatula.
Yeah.
I thought you just like had the pan up and like you just have your hand underneath, like ready to catch the egg or whatever if it fell out, and I'm like, you're fucking insane. Putting your hand under there.
This was just us trying to do like a A24, like you know, abstract final image. And like Charlie said, we shot it at 4 a.m. today because it was just a continued zoom to this shot.
Yeah, God bless. Have you guys gotten any sleep?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
But it's worth it. It's so much fun to finish something. But yeah, anyway. So that was the final shot. Pretty satisfying.
Yeah, I'll also talk about my sleep deprivation because like I stayed up way too late and there's no reason for me to. Like my thing didn't take much editing, but it was just like I kept getting distracted or something else would pop up. And then I was like okay, I need to sleep. Then I can like put the playlist together and should be good.
I appreciated knowing what it's like to be a cookie. Thank you.
That was great. I like the stop motion in the microwave.
Yeah, I'll talk about that more when we get to my thing.
Yeah,
I do have to express my disappointment though that you weren't willing to go all the way and just microwave the camera.
I
Oh, word.
Yeah, I'll talk about it more when we get there. How much longer do you, Cameron, Charlie, do you have?
Our friends are here. We're gonna go see Barbie and then Oppenheimer.
Oh hell yeah!
As you should.
Back
Doing the
back.
double.
Doing the dirty double. So they're gonna. I think we have to go, but this was amazing. I will be asking all of you about your films, obviously.
And
next time we chat.
regardless of the cock, I am gonna upload the VOD if anyone would want that as well.
Sure, why
Because
not?
I'm like I don't care. I'm not worried.
Thick.
So like you can go back if you want to see all the other things we talk about.
Lucius, you're gonna
Oh,
get
great.
demonetized.
If I was monetized.
This makes me extremely happy as it does every year. So thanks for
Yeah.
participating and hanging and making stuff.
This was great. I was happy to finally participate with the film.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm almost glad we all sort of did things last minute because it really put together. It's like even last minute we all made like a little something. It gave us that pressure, and we still all were able to make something like fun.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it's all about. Is just doing it and seeing what happens.
Everyone's film surprised me with how good it was. I was very
especially
happy.
for all of us to have like done it fucking last night.
Yeah.
Lucius messaged me at like 3 in the morning, and it was actually such a relief. I was like, "Oh, nice! Someone else is up with me." And I worked for like another 45 minutes because of that, because I was literally getting off my computer whenever he messaged me.
Oh yeah, Jared, when did you send me your things? Yeah, that was at
like
2:30.
Just before 3 a.m. And I did want you to include the other clip that I sent you. It's Friday in California. That was also my way of saying, look, I technically made the deadline.
Oh, I see. That wasn't like just a bumper.
No, it was both.
Oh, okay. I have something quick to say about that as well. I was actually when I was just, I just throw these kind of randomly, just make sure the timing sort of helps to where there's not too much time in between a movie or anything. I first had that today is Friday, California. I think like right after the baby video, and I was like, let me double check this video to make sure it's okay to have there, because I forgot what this video was, but I have seen it before. And I was like, oh, they're like shooting down at the person in the blanket. I was like, maybe I shouldn't have this right there. That seems in bad taste to have that there.
No, it's fine. Just teaching out proper gun safety.
Yeah.
It's okay. Again, I felt like a psychopath because I kept laughing at that Mark Zuckerberg video that fired a bunch of people. And I asked Cameron last night, hey, should I put more Mark Zuckerberg in the credits?
Oh,
he was
actually,
like,
I did want to ask real
I was
quick.
absolutely expecting some kind of like AI generated Mark Zuckerberg bits.
Did you guys make this shirt?
Not easy for anyone.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Okay. Yeah, because I really like the Here We're Family.
Just don't be too hard.
And I'll always love a clothed shower shot.
Yeah, that was my Enigma.
God bless.
But yeah, thank you guys. Glad. Thank you for the work you guys put in.
Same, and everyone did amazing, and I enjoyed all of them. Okay, I will run, but I will catch up with you guys very soon.
All right.
Have fun, guys.
Bye, Cam. Bye, Charlie.
Bye.
And see you guys later.
Happy early birthday.
Happy bunch of chumps, guys.
Happy bunch of chumps.
Happy bunch of chumps and birthday early.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely let me know how you like Barbie, because I've seen it. I'd love to see your
Okay, yeah.
thoughts. I think y'all are gonna really like it.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a chat about that.
Wait, are you guys doing Barbieheimer or Barben?
That's
Just
right.
doing Barbie.
Barbenheimer.
That's right. That's
Rich,
right.
did you do Barbenheimer or did you just do Barbie?
We ended up just doing Barbie. It's a long story though. I had tickets for Oppenheimer, but it didn't work out.
Damn.
My sister and her husband are doing Barbenheimer, like as we speak. They went to Oppenheimer this morning and they're doing Barbie in like 30 minutes.
Right. Well, we spent so much time that I can't remember. Carl, did we talk fully about being left-handed or?
No, I think we dropped out of it to
Okay.
get to them.
Right, we can jump back in.
If you guys have any questions about it, I could answer. But
Was
I
that
mean,
a
this
pro
is probably.
left-handed video?
I guess it's
or
probably
was
the
that-
simplest.
Now that Cameron's gone, I love you guys.
We love you too, Charlie.
Love you too, Charlie.
We hope you enjoyed the movies.
Thank you.
Yeah,
More
Charlie,
than
please.
Cameron. Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, was that,
Yeah.
was that anti-left or pro-left, Carl?
Pro left.
Okay, good. I was gonna have to
Yeah,
slap
this
you with my
one.
left hand.
I don't know how much you want to talk about it. It's kind of just. If you guys have any questions, but it's just kind of a short film.
It's funny that you do cut to Ellie just with gibberish.
So this one, I kind of ran into time, with Alyssa's parents being here, because I didn't want to like. We basically filmed like the day before they got here, and or no, it was, you're very pregnant. I think I might have bumped into like you giving birth essentially at that point. So this one's I wanted to do a lot more on, but I just kind of ended up not doing, just because bumped in time, and then also I couldn't reshoot it because I didn't want to like do my nails for with my in-laws here, so that because that would have been weird.
That's why there's a picture of me very pregnant and a picture of me not pregnant at all.
Yeah, so like, yeah, and you can see it pretty clearly in the blooper where she comes around, she's like uber pregnant. So like that's so like the shot there, she's not pregnant, and then like when it cuts to her, like she's clearly wearing different clothes.
When she's just riding.
Like everything's different about Alyssa other than her being Alyssa. Even the pin's different.
Yeah, I think it's pretty late in it. It's when she stands up.
Okay. Also, was this a legitimate chart, or did you just like throw that together?
No, that's a legitimate chart.
Is it? Why is it so like weird? it just plateaus at like 12% in the 60s, and then
Said weird.
What happened?
It's allegory, Lucius.
Yeah.
That's a very allegorical film. I'll leave it at that. Really
Yeah.
no
Do
conclusion.
we want to put the blooper in with it? Here, let me turn up the volume so a little bit more. We were watching on our TV, and I was like, oh, I can't tell if these volumes are like too quiet because of how I'm streaming it, or because of how we have it on the TV. I wasn't sure if it was quiet for anyone else.
Hey,
That was
are you proud of
mostly
this?
fine. Yeah, you can.
You proud
Yeah,
of
so
your
during her
body?
first take, yeah, it was
It's so
Alyssa being
beautiful.
very pregnant.
I love it.
But I just like her scribbling with her left hand.
Mm-hmm.
So
So did you film? Just I guess a precursor. Did you film like this one, the other videos? Did you have like shots on the same day, or is it like one day you filmed this and then like another day you're like, oh, let me do this too?
Oh, okay, so left-handed and the foot popping were on the same day.
Mhm.
We had kind of intended to do the.
Also, do you want to
the
like
Bomber.
jump into all yours now, or do you just want to like kind of go down the playlist?
I'm good either way.
I'll let you choose.
Yeah, I guess we'll just get through mine.
Okay.
Since I'm not sure with the baby how much time I got.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So there were a lot of shots of us in the bedroom, and I was trying to just get one. Where we both relaxed. Of course, it was just me and Alyssa, so like we tried our best to like not put her in the frame because obviously she's filming right now as I'm getting up.
Oh sure.
Also, all these sounds that you hear are actually what I got from my phone recording it. So that's why there's a lot of like crunch to it, and the pop, just the singer sounds that like when that kind of goes on. So.
Hell yeah, we love the we love the sound effect recording.
Yeah,
Always
I was pretty
love
happy to get
genuine
it.
sound effects.
Yeah.
Now, let me see.
Scrunkly feet.
Yeah, they literally do that. Like right now, I'm like moving them and they're popping. Like it's just constant.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so this is just like a few shots added together, nothing too crazy. And I was trying to get the idea across that like, you know, I was trying to do my best to be quiet, because it's a constant thing where like I'm gonna wake my wife up because of my feet. So, and like there, it's like, okay, cool, I'm relieved, all's good, and then like I just hear like say love you, and then like it's just like ah shit, I messed up.
I forget. During a work day, do you guys wake up at the same time, or do one of you wake up like 10, 20 minutes earlier?
No, we wake up about the same time every day.
Okay, and then like weekends is usually like this where you get out of bed first, or
no, we
just
normally
like
yeah, normally Alyssa gets up a little bit for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of weird right now because she's getting up at 6 and I'm getting up at 9, just with scheduling. So.
Yeah, because I can understand that. I feel like both Marilyn and I sleep like rocks, so it's like if one of us gets up, the other one like will maybe wake up and then just immediately fall back to sleep.
Yeah. But this shot, I think we got like 5 or 6 different takes of it, and this was actually the first take. I wasn't super happy with the subsequent ones.
That's fair. Sometimes first shot, best shot.
Well, it's like when we go to La Bamba, pretty much all the recordings, like the voice lines you hear, are the second take. 'Cause we did 3 takes on those things. So, also I spent a good like 2 hours trying to find music for the background here.
Damn.
That means hidden in French. Just to translate that.
Yeah, I did make my usual joke of God, I wish I could read. I also love the title drop.
Your pronunciation's really solid, Carl.
Science. I only studied it for like 10 fucking years.
I'm just saying, if I didn't know any better, I thought you were French myself.
Thank you. Oh, that means fire.
Yeah, so did you actually like catch that on fire, or like
no?
So I got
originally
close with that.
So there's actually this one I can speak to a lot more with stuff that should have happened, but just ran out of time with the baby and everything. So the Bob Bomb was supposed to be here like in early June, like June 3rd, and it didn't arrive till June 22nd. So I lost a lot of time. And originally I was gonna make it a very classical, like I was gonna make my own like styrofoam, like old timey bomb, and do a whole thing with like some cotton and color it to make it look like a little like lit wick and then an explosion and everything. But just like the amount of time it would take would have been really long. And then as this movie goes on, me and Alyssa were supposed to be wearing more and more garb that looked like we were French. So by the end, we'd have like cigarettes and scarves and berets, and it'd be black and white. But I didn't, unfortunately, wasn't able to do that. You do notice though that we did get served the finest Reese's Pieces cup, or excuse me, Reese's cup.
Yeah, I didn't even really pay attention to the food. I will say, when this shot happened, I was like, if this was Ridge's video, there'd be a cock out right now.
So what's funny about this, and that says love there, but what's funny about this is like, I kind of like to just kind of pan down as Alyssa looks at me, and then it's kind of funny because I cut it there, but it's really me saying, "Oh shit, my fly is down."
Okay.
Because those pants,
Like
I think those were
genuinely,
the
or
pants I wore to read. What's that?
like genuinely, or that was like meant to be like that?
I don't know, like genuinely, like.
Okay.
Because I basically couldn't zip up those pants for some reason, like they were too tight on my waist. Which is weird because like I don't think you even see them in the shot.
No.
Yeah, not at all.
And this was a constant trying to kick Mabel out of the shot here.
Aww. Mabel wants to be a star.
It says tension.
It sure does.
So every frame here with them before it cuts to the black and white is actually supposed to be getting slightly redder. Unfortunately, it doesn't come across very well on YouTube the way it compresses it.
Hmm.
But it's supposed to be like an allusion to kind of the end with the book. And, like this here is just like a spoof on like 70s art house.
Hmm.
That's kind of the whole idea. Just because I didn't have a better way of doing it, just like a zoom and like distort. Oh, actually, could you go back to that like end?
Yeah.
There's like a
We saw that and we were just like, no. Let me see if I can remind myself of my French. Oh fuck. Were you doing, Burdell? You oh shit, is it haven't? No. Wait. I should know, Ave. You don't have the fuck, it's temp time?
Yep.
Okay, you don't have the is this you insulting him? Insulting Bordell?
So basically, this is basically saying, "What the fuck are you doing? You don't have time to read these inept subtitles.
Okay.
Move."
I love that. I love
or inane subtitles.
I love very quick second caption type things.
Yeah, but it's even funnier to me though, just because like not only would you you'd be like, well, what the fuck does this even mean?
What do you mean by
now
this?
here this is like, what's that?
What do you mean by this?
So this whole thing is like obviously not the actual dialogue, which is just kind of a spoof on the like a joke on the fact that like a lot of times when people translate stuff, they don't translate it very well.
Oh yeah.
So like I'm actually saying like, oh man, I finished food's so good, you know, I'm thinking about becoming like a socialist and overthrowing the government.
Okay.
And then my wife will say here in a second, like, oh yeah, it's time for the rich to pay. And I was like, yeah, it'll be a great change the whole world. And at that point when I asked for the bomb, it makes more sense as to why I'm getting the fucking Communist Manifesto.
I see. I just liked with the captions, like, I like you guys acknowledging like there is a sound underneath the table, but you're too lazy to look yourself, and then you're just like, we'll get the waiter to look for us.
Well, what if it's like a rat?
So like right there, what'd you say?
What, the French part?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, yeah, it'll be a great change to the whole world or whatever. And then,
oh
basically
yeah, this
here,
as well. Just basically the same like sort of joke of like, what do you say in French here?
So in French, I'm asking the server to get me the bomb.
Okay.
And I like over explained that, but in English, and just made it as like fucking ridiculous as possible.
I do love shit like that whenever yeah, language, it takes like one word and then the captions are like a paragraph.
Well, I like for my favorite one here is gift bag. I replaced this receptacle. So. And this is a reference to a very famous poster about you know, this It's like an anti-war poster with a picture of a dove on it, and it says, "This is not a bomb."
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's kind of a deep cut there.
Huh. I don't know why. I guess just because the little bomb, I thought it was like a. I don't know. I guess my mind went to like your princess is in our castle or whatever type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is
What
good.
is it like? This is not a toilet. This is not a. Cat would beat me because it's her favorite. What is the? This is not a pipe. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about, like through the?
Not unless anyone else had anything else to ask. Honestly, it wasn't like very.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't change the camera.
I
Oh,
thought that
actually,
was something in your drink for a second.
Oh, here's something that was funny. So, because I didn't have a camera to record this on, I actually propped my phone up on top of 2 cardboard boxes, and then mine doesn't have a kickstand, so I basically propped it up with the banana, which you see in the bloopers.
Yeah, we can we can beep that.
Bonjour. Yeah, my flight's undone. Bonjour. Et bienvenue à l'international. Ici, le bon.
And then this was actually a shot I kept out of it, but it's basically where I was the way to go underneath the table to grab the pops.
Mhm.
I just figured it didn't work with the timing.
Oh, also I did like the. I want to go back. I want to go back to the bomb reveal. We also love the Lil Munchkin clothes.
Yeah. The real thing is I need something like stabilized.
God, it looked like you fell for a second.
Yeah, real. No, so I like dropped the book and just like went after it. It was not a smart idea.
Yeah, I love that you just like cut this and then have it fall open.
Yeah, so my original idea was I was gonna have this because this was back in June. We had this big old paper box. I was gonna put it in, and it was gonna be a lot more. It's actually messed up on the shot because we were supposed to actually see the thing underneath the table during those shots, but I didn't realize until after I was done filming that you couldn't see the box under there. But so I was gonna have a paper box and film it from behind and just show the paper box, and I was gonna immediately cut it to where I'd cut the box in half, and on the inside there was like the bomb, just as like a quick cutaway reveal. But again, didn't pan out for the movie.
Was it one of those like you filmed and then figured out afterwards, or like you were editing and you're like, oh shit?
No, just again running out of time.
Because that's a lot of my stuff. I'll like edit and they'll be like, oh shit, I don't have like this, or like this is out of frame or whatever, and then I just go.
The out of frame. Yeah, I definitely noticed that in editing. Sorry.
Yeah, but like by that point, I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, we roll. I'm like, we ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for a second, like you were in there for a while, so I was like, I wonder if we're actually just gonna watch this thing fully catch on fire.
Well, for me, it's one of those very funny things, especially again with old French movies, where just like someone who's like never brought up in the movie before or after just does something in it. So like there you just have like a detached hand just for some reason lighting the bomb on fire.
Yeah, I guess that too. It's just like who was lighting this thing?
Yeah, did the waiter crawl under the table and light it, or?
That was actually your arm from a sitting position. You reached around.
Real Stretch Armstrong. Okay. Well, any questions on these?
Yeah, my flight's undone.
Do you regret not doing your film about right hands?
No.
No!
Le bon.
No, I really like the French one. I like the progression of it a lot.
Yeah.
I want the banana.
Ici, le bon.
I do like the banana too.
All right.
Really?
Here's mine. So a bit of story, but like prior to all this, I've actually started. I've started writing a kind of script or like kind of ideas because I want to do a continuation piece of like I want my things to start building off of each other each year. So I've kind of like started to write up some ideas for how I want that to come to fruition. But this year, I've just been too situationally depressed, like trying to get a job. So like I never put in any effort to try to start filming any of them because I'm like, man, I always come up with something so complicated or like takes like hours of editing, and I'm just like, I need to come up with a simple idea, just something easy, something I don't lose my mind over. Instead of trying to do these elaborate things, this year.
Yeah, I thought Charlie and Cameron had a good note of just make a short story first and then do it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was the mentality I was trying to go into this year. I'm just like, come up, like, you know, like Ben's from previous year, I Am Speed. It's just like, that is so simple and everyone, you know, enjoyed it. It's like, it really doesn't have to be this over the top sort of thing. I can just like do like a little thing, it'll be done, and then I don't have to worry about it for another year. Yeah, speaking of job stuff, hopefully I'll have one, because although I might have to move. But we'll see how that plays out. And then yeah, I went back to the original Bunch of Chumps intro, because I was like, I always forget what my company's name is. So essentially we did also have cookies recently, so that's just where I got the idea of like, I don't know, let me do like a POV type thing. So I actually like put my phone just like in a cookie box and started filming from there. And the audio, because it's in the cookie box and I'm like slamming this thing down or picking it up, it was loud as fuck, so I turned it way down. All the goofy sound effects that I threw in, none of those are me. I did want to record my own audio, but again, this was at like 2 or 3 in the morning. So I was like, I'll find something. So I love this sound that someone did.
Ooh.
Like, that's not me. And I loved it so much.
Wow. It fits good.
Yeah, so I also didn't have a kickstand thing. So I put like 3 things in the microwave to hold up my phone. And I was also like, immediately thinking, I'm like, is there a way to run the microwave, like turn it without actually turning it on and like microwaving? And I was like, there might be some sort of like probably cleaning or like something way to do it, but I was like, I don't want to even risk that. I'm not gonna microwave my phone. So I was like, let me just turn this thing around a million times and you know, stop motion it. Like, you could see all the shots of my phone as well in all the walls, and I was like, fuck, man. I was like, whatever. I was like, it doesn't matter. But every straightforward shot, you can very clearly see it.
Yeah.
I don't know if many people caught that, but I was like, I want to be on this thing for like 1 frame and then get out of there.
Yeah, I like the effects.
The
sound effect was good too.
Yeah, I just grabbed a random microwave sound. I probably did this in like 3 or 4 separate takes just to make sure it would be easier for editing. Like right here, I think I cut it because the ending of that one, I was like, oh, I don't like this, and I forgot I wanted to have like the lip licking. That I especially wanted. I'm glad I don't yeah, glad I don't have any boogers showing because I didn't even think about that. And then I was just like, I filmed that like, I don't know, 2-3 days ago. And then just edited it yesterday. Except for one of the shots I forgot about, so I just like quickly threw on that shirt again. So like, I think this all was one day, and then this one I think I did last night. And then yeah, I was like sweet. I was like simple, like minute long thing basically. I was like, I'm happy with it. It doesn't feel like I you know, like had to overdo a bunch of editing. Didn't have to do a bunch of crazy effects or whatever to be experimental. I was just like simple idea. Yeah. If there's no questions, we can talk about Maryland's.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So she was very embarrassed about this just because like having to film herself and everything. So she gave it to me to edit so that she didn't have to listen to herself and stuff.
That is always the hardest part.
And she was the same. She just sort of wanted like something to put out there. Just wanted it to be very quick and easy.
No one's judging you.
So she had me like, even though I was already in the other room, she wanted me to close the doors and put on my headphones because she didn't want to hear me even like listening to her.
Is about that. What are you saying? What are you?
But I love sudden aggression and tackling someone.
Yeah, that came out of left field, and I really liked it.
And I don't know if she would want to come in for a comment on any questions, but
just let her know the contribution is greatly appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
Is this also in your home?
Yeah.
Seth is in my home. Yes.
And let me pull up some other videos because we made some other videos and I fucked up because I was like, oh shit, I totally forgot. We made a couple of bumpers with our pets. And I even, let me see if this has the edit. Oh, cool, I didn't even edit it. Neat, nice, great. We were gonna have bumpers with our pets. And I just totally forgot. Because I put them in a folder and then I was like, alright, cool, I'll edit that later. Then I focused too much on trying to get our things together. Let's do this. No, wrong one. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So this one. Oh wait, that's right. I should probably stream with Discord too.
Kitty.
Okay. Yeah, so this one, basically we just had dog at one part, and then we had her run across. And then we were gonna have like a bunch of Chumps 2023 like pop out as she runs by. But I totally just dropped the ball and forgot. Oops. And like,
confused your cat is.
Yeah, boy's just in the shot. Because we didn't feel like moving him. And dog Momo. I basically put her in the other room. Unfortunately, she stayed there, and then you might be able to hear it, but I clap, because to give her a treat, we clap, and then we, like, hold up our hands for a high five. So, like, she'll give a high five when she knows that she's getting a treat. It doesn't seem like you can really hear it. So yeah, she's just running excitedly because she's gonna get a treat. Then let's see. I also have one with the boy where it was after Marilyn was done filming hers. And let me move that out of the way. After Marilyn was done filming hers, and the ring light that she had was knocked over, Sonny was just sitting on it, because he's just like, all right, I'm gonna sit on your shit. And then I think I was also just gonna throw a simple, like, Bunch of Chumps 2023 down there. Yeah. And then maybe put, like, a little...
He's not chewing on the tunnel. Whatever, dude.
Look at the glow in those eyes.
He's allowed to chew on his toys. He can't chew on anything else.
I forgot we're still there.
Because he chews on the tunnel.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we're gonna throw those in. You know. Everything's last minute this year, so it ran together. But it's fine. It was still fun.
Yeah, I thought it was good. We still had like an hour's worth of video, so.
Yeah. Alright, let me pull up the other videos. Who do we have next? We had oh yes. Post-mortem, baby.
Hell yeah.
Gonna be a lot of questions on this one.
Oh yeah, we'll be talking. We'll be talking for sure.
I promise I am very interested in talking about everyone's stuff and mine, but I feel so gone. My brain is not working.
Oh, okay.
How'd you sleep, Ridge?
Yeah, let's talk about your sleeping.
I think we probably fell asleep at 4, and then I was worried that I wouldn't have enough time to get everything done this morning, so I got up at like 8:30, which I guess I was right because I got it submitted like 20 minutes before we started, so.
Ain't that the way though?
Ain't that the way? Yeah, definitely gonna try to not have that happen next year, but at least it seemed like everyone had a lot of stuff going on, but I'm glad everyone still got something submitted. So I was like, man, I don't want to be the person who doesn't like turn something in, you know? Cause I just feel like those things naturally go like, oh, like one person stops, and then next year it's 2 people didn't do it, and then it's like, yeah, I don't want that on my shoulders. I'm just.
It would be all your fault, Ridge.
It would be all my fault. Yes, I'm about to be put on Lexapro because.
Oh really?
Yeah. So that'll be fun. I've never had any medication like that, and I was like, oh. Maybe I shouldn't think everything is going to end whenever I make a slight mistake. So,
if I know, and if Marilyn wants, I was gonna say if Marilyn wants to pop in, she could say. I think the transition period could be a teeny bit rough depending on how it affects you, but after like a couple of weeks, like I think it should do good.
Yeah, no. The first 2 weeks of being on Lexapro was absolute hell. I was very out of it. I was physically shaking, very dizzy, very nauseous.
Not to scare you or anything.
Yeah.
But Lexapro, because as some of you guys know, I am a therapist. So Lexapro is like one of the most prescribed antidepressants, anti-anxiety medications, relatively very safe. And if you don't like the side effects after a few weeks, you can switch to something else.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've never had any experience with anything like this, so it'll be interesting. It was fun though. Whenever I was talking to the doctor, they were like, yeah, so we think you've got well, I think it's just like major depressive disorder, and then I guess general anxiety." And she's like, "But don't worry. I know the depression sounds scary, but we actually think your anxiety is much worse." I was like, "Oh, cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's how you should say that."
Hey, don't worry. You don't have problems in this one way. You actually have them this way.
Yeah,
Much worse than you
exactly.
think.
That was like after I got diagnosed with diabetes, and one of the shitty doctors I was talking with, they were like, they basically made it sound like they're like, it's gonna be rough, like it's gonna be a rough time, and I'm like, it doesn't have to be. I don't think it has to be. Like, what the fuck? Because I'd been living with it by that point at like, probably like half a year or a year, and they're like, it's gonna be really tough, and I'm like, I don't think it has to. I think that's bullshit. You're kind of setting these expectations.
They're like, hey, dude, you're like sucks. I can't believe you got it.
Right. Haha,
You're
you're
like-
too hot to have a chronic disability.
Here, take this L and just hold it for me real quick.
Let me get a picture for my Instagram.
Yeah.
Can you look real sad? I want to put you on the post out front.
I grab everyone that thinks a fucking loser. I hope you don't mind.
No, absolutely. I was. I will say, shout out to Chongs. I'm glad you're here. I was actually happy to see you show up as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically when I grabbed your submission today, I like pulled it up, paused it, and then I was like, let me play like a little bit, and I think I paused it like right here, and I was like, oh no, and I just let it play out, and I was like, okay, I was like, there's no subtleness here. I was like, we definitely just have a cock and balls. I was like, okay, and then I was like, let me like kind of skip through this a little bit, and I was like, okay, nothing looks, like awful, terrible.
Yeah, I will say we bought a fleshlight and 2 like realistic looking dildos because first of all I was gonna shoot
God
something completely
damn.
different, but then like obviously I thought of ways to put it into this one, and then I couldn't find the fucking dildos, and I was like, well, that kind of just ruins everything, and we cut like the one scene I was gonna fucking use the fleshlight in. So
So yeah, did you you animated this like last night?
I did this at like the last 2 hours of work I had yesterday because my company's doing like a cruise thing that of course I don't get to go on.
Wow.
Yeah, and everything had gone to shit, and we only had like half of the department, so I'd been like busting my ass all day, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna work on this, and easily an hour of that was just trying to draw a penis that I didn't hate. So then I got that little buddy, and it all worked out.
Yeah, I was just like, all right. Again, Ridge, I love everything you do, but I do have like expectations of just anything goes with your films. But also, this transition, that's so fucking good. I did even like acknowledge it when I was watching, but that's so nice.
Thank you. Yes, that was very
that's good.
I tried very hard on that fucking intro just because I thought it was so funny. And this is the thing that I had mentioned. I was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if we do this? And I think Alyssa's like, I'm pregnant, I don't want to see this. And I was like, well, I gotta do it now, right?
What was the thing again? Because again,
having the fucking dick like push in the logo.
Oh, I see.
And then I was like just trying to think of ways to make it disgusting. I was like, oh,
I was like, I
they're
don't
gonna
remember
think it's
anything
gonna
awful during this
come
part.
out the numbers. But what if I have it fart from the balls? A bunch of cum and that makes the number.
Yeah, love that. Love that the cum comes directly from the balls.
I mean, this is science, man.
And I do know me some
Biologically
science. I think Seth was confused at this because he was just like, he's like, why is this in Ridge's thing? Okay, are we back?
Ridge, I do want to say, when you had the audio recording, like subconsciously, my mind jumped to the Mel Gibson. And so when it was Mel Gibson, I lost my mind.
Oh God, yeah, I was worried that I even told Kat this yesterday. She was like, "Well, I'm worried that no one's gonna get the Mel Gibson thing," and I said, "Honey, this is what I call a Seth joke. That is in my back pocket. If I know there's a chance that no one else is gonna get it, I know my boy Seth is gonna fucking pick it up and fucking love it for me."
Yeah, I was watching it at work like a week ago.
How old
had
is
it
that
on in
clip?
the background while I was working.
How old's that?
That's
The
Mel
video
Gibson.
I got it from was from 2013, but I think it
Oh
might
my
be
God.
even older than that.
That's from like 9, with his ex-girlfriend when he gets really drunk, and he's like breathing really heavy, and it's sometimes I'm not proud of this, but I saw it on Twitter back when Twitter was still free. Somebody was like music to work to, and it was this Mel Gibson audio rant enhanced. And I was like, I thought it was funny. Just the idea that people would do that, and then if I it's fucked up, but it was like cognitive dissonance or whatever, where I was like, I know he's saying horrible things, but it's really funny when he's like breathing really heavy and he's like, you don't care about me. Like I'm having a hard time when you yank the fucking rug out.
Oh shit.
But yeah, I really shouldn't be laughing because I'm sure that was a bad time for both parties.
Yeah.
But
Oh God.
it just reminds me of the Mel Gibson Beyblade picture.
Oh God, I don't think I've seen that.
Just Google Mel Gibson Beyblade.
The Mel Gibson Beyblade picture is so fucking good.
Oh shit, that is good.
With the smart car in the background.
I
And he's
should
got
see
the
if I can
fucking
find it
sticker
real
up his
quick.
mouth.
Holy shit.
Just to show everyone. But yeah, no, we fucking love this lava lamp the entire time. That's just not on.
Yeah, that was strategically placed, so I'm glad it got appreciated.
Does it work at all?
It does work, but I do not turn it on at all during the film.
How did you get the idea for Wild Horses? Like, how early in the process were you like, I'm gonna do both?
Oh, dude, that was so cat. My original plan was to just recreate the dude putting the tinfoil penis into the outlet, and she's like, well, what if you did Silence of the Lambs? And I was like, oh, yeah, that's good. And then I was like, what if I do fucking both?
And I couldn't believe it.
inspired.
I was like, how far is he gonna go? I was like, is he really doing Buffalo Bill?
Mel Gibson Beyblade for those unaware.
And you're in the basement too. Ridge, who did you have in the hole?
Who did I have in the hole? I can't tell you at this time. It's definitely not the governor's daughter, though.
Alright.
Chumps winner.
Is there any specific part you want us to like go through, or do you just want to let it play?
Magnitude I mean, I can try to talk about it if you want.
This interview will be recorded and put into the Library of Congress.
Yeah, you can just let it play
future
some.
generations.
Yeah, I kind of fucking hate the audio. I was gonna go back and re-record all of the audio that I did in the basement, but I just did not have time to.
In this beautiful home, you've decided to have your office down in the basement.
But yeah, lining it up actually went a lot better than I thought. I was just very gracious with like how much time I gave myself. Like of me blank staring and nodding, and then to go back and put in the audio. So that worked out pretty good. But yeah, originally, like first thing I thought to do at the end of last year was I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to do a horror movie, and then
Well, I'm sorry, I just realized I didn't put a Mel Gibson Beyblade up. Let me do that real quick.
Oh, that's understandable.
Here, I'll let you keep talking. I'll just.
Aren't you forgetting somebody?
So is this you?
Yeah.
Or should I even ask?
Oh, yeah, no, that's me. That's me. I don't know why I was just like, huh, what would be funny? My nipple doing fucking...
There he is.
The Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, see, I was worried. I was like, man, I don't, like, the Buffalo Bill might be too much. And then I just see how close I got my face to the camera. And I was like, this is like exactly how it fucking looks in the movie. I have to show it at this point.
But you nailed this whole scene.
Oh god. Yeah, that was fun. I only watched the scene back once, and I was like, I can't do it completely the same, but I did try to at least have the essence there.
Yeah, this was the part where I turned the stream on and I was like, alright.
Oh god, I think it was last year. I had an old coworker of mine pop into Lucius's stream, or maybe I was streaming it, I don't remember, but it was like before we actually started, so I was just re-showing Enigma, and he jumped in right whenever I'm jerking off in the shower, and he's just like, what the fuck did I just come into? So that was fun. But yeah, this was going to be a horror movie, and then I was like, I mulled that over for a couple months. And
Let's turn into a horror movie.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I was then going to do something I had, well, I'll go ahead and share the title, but I might try to do it for next year, who knows. I was going to then do an action movie, because I was like, you know, action movies are super popular. And I was going to call it Kumbaya, obviously spelled C-U-M-B-A-Y-A.
No fooling. Classic.
And it was basically gonna be like they're using all the men's cum to like power their AI machines. So cum has been outlawed, and then it was gonna be like a cum officer has come to my house to like take my balls away, I guess. And like all the guns were gonna be dildos and shit. So that's why I had the dildos that I was going to use in this, and then us moving to the house, I couldn't fucking find them, so that was a rip.
So that I also thought about wanting to do something like relatively current, I guess, and I was like if I just put out like an AI film itself, like that would be you know, like that wouldn't be so perfect because it's so, you know, such a talking point right now, and then like it would just show like probably horrible quality / nightmare inducing images, and I was just like, but I don't think I could really like get essentially a decent thing without it just being a spaghetti filled mess. So I decided to not just do like an AI film.
Yeah, whenever I had Duck Day 4K enhanced, I thought that was going to be a much cheaper and simpler thing to get done than what it ended up being. So yeah, that shit's for the birds. But yeah, so I had the Kumbaya idea, and we'll see if anything ever happens with that. I was basically going to like try to make a gigantic like super soaker just absolutely blast me with cum in the middle of my apartment complex, and that was going to be like my death scene. So I'm
Uh-huh.
really sad I didn't get to shoot that, but you know, we'll see what happens.
You were ready for the cleanup afterwards.
yeah. I was just gonna do it on a cloudy day, let Mother Nature take care of it. Just destroy the environment slowly but surely. So yeah, it was gonna be like a mix of well, I can't even say mix, but it was definitely gonna be very like Mad Max Fury Road inspired.
Hmm.
Except for the waters comes. Oh god. But yeah, that's not even this film, so I should stop talking about it.
No, it's fine. But I did love you being the actor of like yeah, I'm the fucking best. I've hit the top.
Yeah,
Did
the
you
whole time.
Did you mean to hit that, by the way? Did you mean to slam the glasses on like this thing?
Oh no, I didn't mean to.
Okay.
I had actually kind of forgotten that I wanted to do that, so I kind of like shocked myself whenever I suddenly remembered, like, oh yeah, you wanted to throw the fucking glasses. So I literally just grabbed them and flung them, and it just happened to hit that.
Because I was like, I don't actually know what that is. So I was like, I don't know if that's something like important or not. But he smashed that thing.
Oh yeah, it's just like a little like USB-C dongle, so you can put in other ports and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like a hub, essentially.
This part was cool. This is very Tony Soprano.
Yeah, I was hoping it would flow like everyone would understand that it's like the interview is happening and I'm just splitting it up with like other shit that I would be interviewed at, but not in that sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a place you said is like 100-something years old?
Yeah, I think it's like 118.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Do you think you captured any ghosts in the film?
No, I don't think we've really had anything weird happen in the house. It's a little boring.
Scared them all
We gotta
away.
make something weird happen then.
Yeah. We do
You
have
scared them all
groundhogs
into
though, so that's
dildos came.
yeah, the dildos came and the ghost went away.
I
The house
never.
isn't pure enough. Yeah, I never.
Part.
Oh god. But yeah, I'm really upset that the audio didn't come through on this part, but it's also like, yeah, this looks like a fucking shitty interview where someone went outside and didn't have proper mics.
To be fair, I also have it like kind of lowish. But what did he mean by this?
Yeah, gay pop rocks and seasonal business was very good.
Thank you.
Here, maybe for this part I can blast it.
I was gonna make a slight therapist joke at that part, but I forgot to do it. I was just gonna say that me talking to the trees was like my therapy, except for I don't have to wonder what they're writing down because I think trees are illiterate.
Mm-hmm.
I maybe could have gotten a couple more tears out,
but we'll live without that one. Yeah, so
We just like to do
that was the
one take,
outside
so that
part.
it's long
I'm trying to think of like some fun facts from it.
And so every single portion of like filming did take place yesterday.
Yes,
after work.
Every single thing I did was right after work yesterday. So actually,
God
I started
bless.
out shooting those outside scenes. We got that done, and then we came back in. And I was going to do, I completely forgot to do this. The Britney Spears, I wasn't going to do a bad Photoshop on it. We were actually just going to do that shot in my car with my fucking balls hanging out of the road. I had forgotten after we came in from the garage because it was like just bugs everywhere. And yeah, I just forgot to do that. So then Kat's like, well, you can just do like a shitty Photoshop on top of it. And
I think that worked
love
out
it.
better
I thought it was
because
pretty
you had Paris Hilton in the driver's seat.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh man. But yeah, yeah. The whole time I was like, it would be kind of funny to just like do an interview of myself, and like just I wanted to seem like the super eccentric fucking like old person from Hollywood who like just thinks I'm perfect, but also like I'm in love with my one fucking film. Like fuck everything else I've done. I just love Enigma.
Whenever it's ironic, I love the arrogant personality of like yes, I've created a masterpiece.
Yeah, exactly. And we were talking. I was like, "Am I like?" because I wanted some parts to seem serious, which, I mean, I'm not an actor, so I don't think I did that great in all of it, but I was trying to make the Enigma, like, speech part seem very serious whenever I threw the glasses.
Yeah.
I was like, I hope no one...
I mean, it doesn't feel like you're, like... I mean, I feel like it's serious. It doesn't feel like you're just trying to, like, phone it in or anything.
Yeah, I didn't want any, like, I wanted to go far, but not far enough that anyone thought I was serious. Like, I didn't want anyone's, like, spouse or anyone that was watching to be like, oh, that dude's fucking weird. Like, what the fuck's his problem? Oh, everyone loved the Silence of the Lambs, so I think that worked out good.
Beautiful.
But yeah, yeah, that was fun. I only had to cut one scene, and I'm really sad. It's actually the scene with the Seth from Shrek the Fifth in the summoning circle. I was actually gonna do 2 more scenes, like the first one, cause I don't know if y'all saw it, but like in the first part of our basement, they let the people who had the house before us just left a bunch of fucking carpet out, and we just haven't picked it up.
Oh.
So I was gonna like lift up the carpet and have a gigantic fucking like demonic circle with a printout of Seth,
Oh my
from it
God.
with his eyes X'd out, and then like freak out there. And then I was gonna do the part with like the Mel Gibson audio, and then I was gonna cut back to like the me who was the interviewer being tied down, and like try to do like a monologue or something. But all that ended up getting cut. I was also gonna have like before all this, just in the background, I wanted to have a picture of Seth in the center with just like "Who is she?" written on top of it with a bunch of string going out to different news clippings and stuff, but we just didn't get the picture printed.
that would have been pretty good as well.
Yeah, man. Unfortunately, we lost track of that actress after we shot that. Lucius put the moves on her, and he rightfully disavowed us. And yeah, we haven't been able to get her back since.
Oh no. Well, that's probably for the best for me, huh? Oh god. But yeah, I thought the concept was so
this
funny.
fucking shot. I was just, I was like, I don't know if I should like say anything or be like, ooh, but I was just like, goddamn.
Yeah, I legitimately did not notice until I say the thing about my titty, which is funny because Kat was
no.
recording this part for me, and she's like, "Yeah, you're." It was like just on the edge the entire time.
Going back for a second, I did extremely love. I was like, I love this shit because it's like, I assume Kat has no idea what you're going to talk about, but she's just out here filming you, and you're just walking around saying shit.
Yeah, that's like, pretty much how it fucking was.
And I love that so much.
Yeah, Kat was a good sport about it. The only thing, I legitimately did not have her down in the basement just because our basement's very like dusty. We've got to get like air purification shit in there, but other than that, yeah, she shot like all this stuff out here for me, which I thought made it like look better. That like you just got like that, just the natural handshaking or whatever.
They got the oil stain down here.
But yeah, I loved the fuck. I don't know why. I fell in love with the idea of like me hating, me thinking that the girl Seth isn't Seth, and then also just be like obsessed with finding her. So I had to do the little circle in the fucking. It's still down there with all the fucking candles.
It's a good like Clark Kent type bit of like.
I mean, she isn't me, so keep up the good work. Maybe you can track her down, or Lucius might know something.
Oh god. But yeah, I think that's really the only interesting bit I've got is really that I had to take out.
This part. Fuck.
Yeah.
Are these your actual like results, or did you just pull
those
this?
Are my actual results.
Okay.
Are you saying the government has your DNA now?
Yeah, they do, dude. I can't go fucking throwing people in holes in my basement anymore. Wink.
R.I.P.
Two thanks with that. love Toto Africa playing.
Yeah, that was actually all cat. I had it just silent before.
And then also, there was a post I saw that was like, you guys don't understand. Or maybe I said it in Discord like prior, but it was like, I'm 23 and me pilled.
What?
And it was like, it's basically like, I didn't put my real name with my 23andMe thing, so like when they go after the person who like makes the bombs or whatever, like they won't get me. Or no, it was like they said someone else's DNA or something under their name.
Wiping toilet seats and sending it in.
Yeah.
That's funny. I've not
But
heard that before, but that's hilarious.
But I just love the term 23andMe pilled.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find it.
Did Cameron did he ever put that meme in Discord with the Peaky Blinder pilled boyfriend? And it was like his suspenders that are jingling around in the dryer.
Alright, here's the first one.
Don't know. This, I was like, God damn.
Yeah, man, it works better. I can't believe you used to hang out with Paris.
I know, right?
I'm glad you sought out better company.
Okay, I found it. Yeah, it was, I scrape DNA off public restrooms and send it under my name, so when they engineer the bioweapon, they'll get the wrong guy.
Oh shit, that's funny. Oh Christ. Yeah, I think the only like regret I have with this, other than doing it all in one day, is I think like after I got done with the.
I feel like a lot of us regret doing it all in one day. Oh, so you actually like did the pancakes?
Yeah, I made those right before you messaged me and did that photo.
God
like maybe 20
bless.
minutes beforehand. So yes, that was a late night one. And I did cheat. The mix that I did only made 2 pancakes, so those are cut in half.
Oh, movie
Very
magic.
clever.
Yeah, movie magic there. And I was just gonna leave the background blank, but I was like, dude, I don't know. It was bothering me that I did that. For some reason, me shittily taking out the background was better in my head. So that's what I did.
I think it worked well enough. It got the effect.
Yeah, I think like as the interviewing went on after I did the serious bit, I kind of just like I stopped trying to act like an arrogant person, though I think it still came out pretty good, like showing me being arrogant. But I was definitely trying less. That's why I just start like fucking having fun with the camera, which I guess maybe works even more in my favor to make me look like the overly eccentric person.
Also, I can't tell which is a funnier idea in my head, but with the Mel Gibson audio, are you implying that the audio's you, or are you implying that like you would have something to do with Mel Gibson like telling her off?
Yeah, no, I was trying to imply that I was Mel Gibson on the phone. Like this was them being like, you want to explain yourself?
Also, I had no idea what the fuck this audio was, but Seth was immediately like, he was like, that's Mel Gibson, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, man. The first time I ever saw that or heard that audio, it was a YouTube video, and the picture the whole time was just the Beyblade Mel Gibson.
Oh shit. Yeah, that whole phone call is actually very disturbing.
Yeah.
I love that shot. That's
Fucking-
such a good.
Yeah, we also love the shirt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you. It's Park Candy. All of their shirts are based off of like Disney park stuff. I have like 5 of them.
Oh.
This is the Orange Bird shirt.
Yeah, I do love the reveal of cutting to the interviewer, and it is just actually you as well.
Yeah, I didn't think I did the transition that well, but I think it looks good enough at least.
It was refreshing to see our old pal Rich in that shot.
We can
Yeah.
The guy up until then.
Don't worry, I can go frame by frame and we can tear it apart.
Oh yeah.
Too Hollywood.
But yeah, Jesus, you being Land's gangbanger wife, and I was like, Christ almighty.
Yeah. Oh god. God, Kat had a great idea. I wasn't sure how to do it, but there is a scene in fucking American Dad whenever Stan comes home and he goes like, "Horny, I'm home. I mean, honey, I'm horny. I mean, Francine, I'm horny." And I was gonna do that with her. I just couldn't think of a good way to get the shot.
Is that the Roseanne typeface?
I have no idea, dude. It was just one that I'm sure I used for some random shit in the past.
And I wasn't sure if you did that intentionally. I was like, did he put the Roseanne font?
At this part, I was wondering. I was like, wait, was he actually like filming in someone else's place? And he was asking if he could film around there.
Yeah, is that OJ's glove in the corner?
I saw it walking down the stairs, and I was like, I gotta throw that in the corner, right?
And then the glove don't fit.
Oh god.
Yeah, the circle. Once we could see that it was that, we were like, oh man. Oh yeah, we did appreciate you say that you did like Shrek the Fifth. Yeah, just kill like the symbols, but then just kill her. Also, I appreciate that this was just a cock.
Oh god, I was trying to think of some like other symbols to put up there, and I was like, "Fuck it, dude! I'm just gonna say killer."
And we're in trouble though if Shrek the Fifth actually gets made soon.
I mean, it's
dude,
being made right now.
Somebody said they were doing another one, and I was like, oh fuck. We're gonna have to change the title.
There's something else I wanted to pull up, but what was it? Oh yeah, I was gonna look at this and then go frame by frame.
Why would y'all play that? You know that was right after my first divorce.
Did we talk about when you said that you didn't like to do cuts and then immediately did a cut?
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was so fucking funny.
That was such a good fucking bit.
Oh god.
Oh, missed that one, yeah.
Little jump.
Yeah, I was proud of that one.
Okay, I actually didn't realize that that this was like a pan between both perspectives. I thought this did start from here and then pan. I didn't realize you did the pan alone until just now.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah.
Okay. See, it came across great. I didn't even catch it.
I shot the first shot last night, and then I shot the other shot this morning.
Mm-hmm.
So I was actually pretty happy with how good I got the lineup.
Yeah, because like
dissect it, yeah, it's not good.
If I didn't do things so last minute every year, I would absolutely want to like try to get my shots better and like lined up better. But you know, like with the stop motion whatnot, I was like, oh fuck it, like it doesn't matter, like it's just a fun effect in general.
Yeah, I like this. So it's fun.
But yeah, anything else? I'm glad you did put in the clear shot because I couldn't see like any of the other symbols or anything while it was in there.
Yeah,
while
it
I was
took me
recording.
like 10 minutes to remember how to get the flash on my camera to work, so I was like, man, Lucius is gonna fucking yell at me, I'm gonna be fucking late, and I'm gonna be pissed, because also it took me an hour just to move files from my SD card to my computer. I guess something is wrong with it. I had to move every file one by one, and it would pause with like every click on an item, every right click on an item, and then every move would pause for like 10 seconds.
Jesus.
Pour one out.
Yeah, I knew I was gonna have to do that to get this picture up here, but I was like, it's too funny. I love it too much. It's probably my favorite joke in the fucking film, other than the intro. With the fucking cock teeth. I've probably watched just the loop of that cock 50 times already.
Yeah, that's the only problem with with making something. It's just like, yeah, I've watched this thing like 1,000 times and now I know everything that's bad with it.
Yeah. Which I'm usually pretty good about not doing that. I try to just enjoy whatever I've made since I fucking make stuff so rarely. But I definitely, man, I love Charlie and Cameron's like how good all the shots are, dude. I really
They're-
wanted to try to do that this year, but I just didn't happen.
Too good. They're professionals. What can you say?
Yeah, what do you do?
Out here sandbagging, joining in on us.
I really liked yours too, Jared. I thought your shots were great. Like I thought you got the angles for the interview way better than I did. I was like, oh, of course. Last year I do a documentary, other people do a documentary. This year I do an interview, and fucking Jared comes to ruin my life.
It's all about the 2/3 rule, dude.
Do we want to talk about Duck Day 10 at all, or
We can.
Do you have much to say about it?
Not really, just that it was this is basically exactly what they did for Snow White's Platinum Edition, which was definitely not a 10-year anniversary, but yeah, I did raindrops instead of like wavy text just because I didn't want to try to figure out how to do it. And this was actually a great. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna grab all the winners. I'm gonna put them in this, and then like do a nice homage to fucking Cameron. Dude, I forgot how fucking funny Shrek the Fifth was. Like,
I thought you were about to say, forgot how funny Duck Day was.
I mean, Duck Day's good too, but yeah, I wish, like, I know it would take way too long for us to like rewatch our stuff, but it is fun to like get a chance to go back and watch them again. They are good.
Oh, we actually did do something like that recently. Seth Merrill and I went to Carl's place, and we actually like kind of skipped through a lot of the Bunch of Chumps things in the past.
Gotcha.
It was pretty good.
I was telling Marilyn.
This is just a video I pulled up late last night when I was like, fuck, I should pull up my own bumpers.
This is democracy in action.
And I was like, damn, I need to look at more old Garfield stuff.
Yeah, I would definitely say that's probably what I want to do next year. Is I feel like I haven't done a lot for the bumpers, so I really want to try to make some stuff for that. Maybe do like a couple short things, but.
I mean, I also feel like I dropped the ball. You know, I don't think threads is a good way to do things now, because I realized like if I add everyone in the thread, I didn't know this, but like if I add everyone in thread in Discord, whoever hasn't like clicked on the thread or gone into the thread, they don't get the notification about it.
Oh.
So I think I might just keep any like film festival stuff in the main chat. That way everyone actually gets the notification, even if it's annoying. And either then like point towards the thread or just keep discussion out there. That way people are aware.
Why not just make it an actual channel? You'll probably be using it enough. Once a year, you know?
We could. If that's what we want to do.
I mean,
you mean like you mean like a text channel? For some reason, I was thinking you meant like a whole new like Discord server type deal.
They have a thing where you can archive channels now, right?
Or
am I just imagining that?
So, I mean, I usually just pin our stuff.
I was gonna say you could always just archive the past year and then just put a new one in its place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can. I think we will do that. It's probably a good idea. But yeah, no, like I said, my entire like last 7 months have been filled with thoughts of like I gotta get a job, I gotta get a job, I gotta get a job. So I've been like have not wanted to do anything else. So like that's why I haven't really been being like, hey guys, like film festival stuff. And yeah, cause yeah, I've been trying to get like a remote thing, but I think I finally just gonna have to bite the bullet, and I might just have to move. So we'll see how that goes, but it'll be a lot easier to get a job if I'm actually willing to move.
Keep the fingers crossed for you, Lucius.
Yeah, there's a person I was talking to recently up in Maryland, and I'm like one of 3 people that they're talking to. So hopefully I'll hear a word back next week. We'll see. Don't worry, you guys will know because I will throw it into serious motherfucking business.
God bless, dude.
Yeah, hope it works out. It's funny, me and Alyssa are looking to move it that way, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's all just start a commune.
Thank you, Jared, for stating what we should do. If only.
But yeah, no, everything did feel. I like that everyone's felt last second. You know, like that actually does make me feel good that everyone's just like, yeah, this year's been busy and kind of hard, but we all still were like, let's put something out, and then next year we'll come back or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know who was the first person who asked if we could delay it, but I was just like, thank God.
I had to delay it multiple times because my family can't fucking make up their mind for when they want to do things.
Yeah, bless you. Bless your family, honestly. I'm glad they ruined everything.
Yeah. Thank your family for being jerks.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jared, do we want to talk about your film now?
Hey, Jared.
Yeah.
I already have a question.
Is an indoor? Okay.
Is there significance to Scamant?
No, I full on just came up with. I thought to myself initially, because here's the deal, right? Obviously, well, I'm not even going to get into that yet. Just it boiled down to when I decided I was going to be doing something based on a librarian, I was like, okay, well, I can't use the Dorchester County Library, just in case it gets out and, people were like, oh, look at this dude doing funny stuff and the name is, gets out or something like that. But at any rate,
for a second, I thought you meant like you didn't even film there, and we were like, I was gonna be like, wait, what?
No, I did film there, but I did like everything I could to separate the name from it altogether.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that point, I was just like, I just need to come up with a name that sounds vaguely enough like it could be a real place, but probably isn't. And my brain just settled on Scamant. It sounded just stupid enough to work.
So what you're telling us is that means nothing.
Yes, Scamant means nothing except that I went for a name that's deliberately vague.
Okay, because we were talking amongst ourselves, and we're like, okay, so like obviously South Carolina, and they were like, but what's the rest of it?
Enforcement from the Scamant Municipal Library.
But very good, very good.
Yeah, and the title cards, logos, and everything, I put all that together in like 5 minutes. It's just, I needed something to go in front at the end.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but is this the first movie that you've submitted for Buncha Chumps Film Festival?
Yes, this is my first submission.
I was so happy to get something from you last night because I was like, hell yes. I was like, Jared said they didn't have time to do anything, but he put something together.
Yeah, so about that, full on, I have been writing a script since, like, literally 2022, as soon as the festival ended. And I was really excited to put it together, but I had put it on the back burner because it's one of those things, like, there's no point in working on it this far in advance. I can start a few months beforehand. So I was just coming in and filling in extra details in the meantime. I'm not going to tell you guys too many details about it, just because I'm planning on using it for next year. But suffice to say, it was just going to be a really silly, like, personal project. And again, something that I could film all on my own while still making it relatively dynamic. But eventually the deadline started to come to, and there's just been an absolute crap ton of stuff happening between my own personal life and stuff at the library. Especially this past month, things have just gone hilariously downhill, and I've been responsible for kind of fishing everything back out.
Oh, damn.
So,
oh yeah, is the library closing? Seth was saying, maybe heard that.
Eventually.
Or you guys are moving or something?
So what's happening is they're opening 3 new libraries in Dorchester County. One is about to open. It's actually attached to Fort Dorchester and is a shared school and public library. Another one is
Interesting.
opening in downtown Somerville. It's supposed to be right next to the Y. There's been a lot of deliberation over that because I don't need to tell you parking in Somerville is crap, and the Y doesn't want to share their parking. So
yeah.
you get the limited amount of parking next to the railroad tracks, and otherwise you gotta like park somewhere else and walk all the way there. Great for locals,
time for
crappy
them
for
to,
everybody else.
It's time for them to start kicking people out of their homes to turn them into parking lots.
Well, of course. You're just fine. Just find the most wood-rotted ones and work your way up from there. But, no, so what it comes down to with all that is, there's that one, then also they're building another one near the Ashley River Park, which is the one I'm hoping to get moved to whenever everything starts going down. But once those three are open, yes, they have every intention of closing down the one that's here. Which I don't really agree with. A lot of people rely on this building in one form or another, and the other three I don't really consider replacements. Even the closest
Right.
one that's in downtown Somerville is not in as ideal of a location for a lot of people. And it really is just like, if you're just an average, ordinary person who needs to make use of a library for one reason or the next, I just think the one that we have now is doing a good job of that. I mean, we get hundreds of people in foot traffic every single day.
Right.
So I don't think there's any sense in closing this one down. It definitely needs to be rebuilt, but I still think there should be another library here.
So something I was wondering was I wasn't sure if there were any window shots or outside shots you could see from the inside, but when did you film on the inside?
Yeah, I filmed it during the day. Like, specifically, the second I got off work, I had already asked my manager if I could use the building for less than an hour. And I had two of my co-workers stay behind to give me a hand with it. So, literally everything that you see outside of the interview was filmed on location in one take, more or less, from between 5 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay,
That's
so that's
really impressive, actually.
how you're supposed to get or that's how you were able to get everything without like any kind of foot traffic in it.
Yeah, basically. I had vaguely considered doing it during the workday so I can make things look a little more lively, but there's just is no sense in doing it, and I would have had to do it on my lunch break. So.
Yeah, then since this was a last second thing again, like love the dickhead cocksucker.
Dude.
I also like that you were fine saying those, not saying the other words, but then also calling your mother a whore, even though it was the other person that said it.
I think what I was specifically going for, I mean, obviously there's supposed to be an element of silliness and absurdity in this, but when I initially settled on what we had here, I thought to myself that if I was going to do something quick, an interview made sense. And it was something I could throw a script together for really quickly. But before I get into like the inspirations of it and all that other kind of stuff, I did kind of ultimately decide on I wanted something that had a certain vibe to it, and the camera that I have to work with isn't great, as you can probably tell just from the shots. So I basically decided, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I want this to be like a public access television, promotion that you would see in the late 80s, early 90s, something like that. And to be that kind of thing that you would just, you're not entirely sure you actually saw as a kid. Like, I swear to God, one time I was watching television, and there was this guy getting interviewed, I think he worked for a library, and he just, like, threw out a bunch of swears completely out of nowhere, and just carried on like it was normal, Like, I feel like a lot of people have stories like that, where they saw something as a kid that they just absolutely cannot explain, and they've never found any footage of it since. So this has, like, just been hanging out on somebody's VHS.
I feel like that does happen a lot because it's like whenever someone's like, "Hey, does anyone remember this from like 90s, early 2000s, or whatever?" and I look at it, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "I know what this is." I'm like, "What the hell is this? Why do I know this?"
Right, and then you get that weird, like, extra layer of confusion because it's like something this couldn't have been live television they never would have let. That's the only way they could have gotten away with this, right?
Mhm.
But you're sure that it was pre-recorded and that it was just snuck in someplace, like maybe somebody just didn't even bother double checking things beforehand, but it can't be right. It was censored, right? Like I don't know, it just I wanted to give it that feel, and honestly, at this point, I'm kind of regretting throwing in the beeps because it was like I thought it sounded funnier that way. I
Uh-huh.
think sometimes the censor sound just automatically tickles something in your brain.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like the idea was that it needed to seem kind of off the cuff and out of nowhere, and I feel like throwing that in kind of ruins the illusion to a degree. Like somebody clearly checked this before they sent it out the door. Maybe that just makes it better. I don't know.
No, I understand like having the beeps in there. I think what would have been really funny, and Seth and I love this joke too, is like, you know when beeps are not in the right place? Like they're slightly off or like they're a second too late.
Shit
Yeah.
beep.
Yeah.
Cock beep.
Like that stuff's good.
Beeps are just funny. No, Jared's right. Beeps are just funny on their own.
Yeah, I think censoring a curse word or something, depending on the production, could be really good.
It's like I even like whenever they find ways to sort of tie it together with the aesthetic of the show itself. Like Metalocalypse, they use like guitar twangs,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then in Samurai Champloo, they use record scratches.
Or they'll do like the duck quack on YouTube videos.
Yeah, stuff like that. You know, it's like you can find a way to sort of shovel in just a little bit of extra flair or comedy for something that wouldn't be there otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's like if you absolutely have to censor something, you may as well try and get something out of it.
Right. Yeah, was there any specific shot or anything that you wanted to talk about?
I
Throughout
mean, you can really just kind of talk about all of them. Like, we did them all the same way.
Uh-huh.
I said they were one take, insofar as I didn't make us re-record anything. Basically, I just had an idea. I told April, who was helping me set up the camera, just hold it here, keep it, get a little bit of camera shake in there, don't hold it too steady to make sure it looks a little amateurish.
Mhm.
And just use the same basic framing, recorded some B footage, and I just took the clip that I thought looked best out of that and then used it. Some of them I actually, like, either I just did something silly for the sake of it, like with the sneeze.
Oh, that's you sneezing. I thought that was you getting frustrated and you were headbanging. And I was gonna be like, come on, Jared, go all the way, like slam your head into that desk.
I wanted him to be. I wanted him to seem disgruntled, but only in like the mildest possible way. Like this dude is so emotionally repressed that his one outlet is where he's like laying on the floor in a dark room.
I do very much love the character Gary.
So he's I guess I can go ahead and talk about just like how I came up with the idea and Gary specifically. Like almost everything that I said in regards to his thing is like something that I can directly relate to my experiences at the library so far. For instance, the whole bit where he goes off on this long tangent about, the things that he likes and how some of them are kind of questionable. At least just a bit with the nubile songstresses of the Sword Galaxy. Is we got a lot of people with a lot of different tastes at the library, and some of them are super, super open about what they like to read in their downtime. And it'll be this kind of thing where they'll be talking to you about something totally innocuous, and then they'll recommend something for you to read, and you go and you check it out on your downtime, and it's just like straight pornography.
I could believe that, yeah.
Everybody, I love my coworkers so much, but some of them just have basically zero filter, and we've already had problems where, they'll be talking about the stuff that's on their mind just a tiny bit too openly when we're out on the floor or something like that, and that just makes for really awkward situations with the public. We've already had to, warn people a few times, just be like, hey, listen, it's cool if you guys want to chit-chat and talk about your stuff while you're working, when you have downtime. But just remember that, you guys aren't especially quiet, and, people are here. We get 500 people a day, so You could at least make an effort to not tell somebody about how you've been reading this really saucy fan fiction, you know, on your downtime and stuff.
Yeah.
And so going past that, like the whole bit about Gary, you know, being essentially destitute and having spent 10 years to go work at a library, you know, that is something that I'm sure is relatable for a lot of people in almost any capacity. You know, if you're a career person, a college person. But I full on do have people that I work with who, like, you can tell they're just working at the library because they believe in the library.
Hmm.
You know, they make enough money to get by. Nobody in the building except for the managers gets paid anything that I would call like a competitive wage. And really, the amount of time that some of them have spent getting in their schooling to basically be the person who buys books for the library, or you know, coordinates programs and stuff like that. For the amount, it's way more work than you might expect. And
Mhm.
sometimes I just feel like they are not adequately compensated. April in particular, and Whitney too, although she I think decided to back off from getting her degrees done. Are just like, yeah, you know, it's great. I come in here and I make $17 an hour, and I have a piece of paper that lets me work at libraries and literally nowhere else.
Ain't
So, you
that the
know,
way with degrees?
well, pretty much, yeah. You know, like there's always a little bit of angst behind it. It's not they're salty about where they're at so much as it's just, you know, why did I have to do all that?
It's
But
a bit of a shit system.
of course. And of course, the last bit is like, yeah, seriously, you wouldn't think so, but we get so many assholes at the library. I mean, just people who come in. Most people are great, seriously. Like compared to retail,
Mhm.
and I could talk all day long about retail. But like,
Yeah.
95% of the people who come in. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, do you think working at the library is like a little bit of a step up from retail at least?
I mean, overall, yeah. Like,
Mhm.
it's more about the vibe and the intents behind it.
Right.
Like, working there feels genuine. We're not working for profit. We're
Mhm.
not working for, I mean, obviously we get paid, but the idea isn't to sell people on things, you know?
Sure, you're not like, hey, buddy, like, why don't you come over here and grab a book?
Yeah, we're not getting, like, paid on commission by
Uh,
convincing somebody to check out Harry Potter for the 300th time.
I was gonna say, I guess maybe you could do that for like library cards, but it's not like not like the library necessarily gets anything out of it. It's just sort of like encouraging, like, hey, come on, like,
Well, yeah,
come to your
exactly.
library.
Like, we try to convince people to come, but we don't necessarily get any benefit out of it other than, you know, our numbers directly correlate to better budgets for the following year.
Mm.
So,
Does that
but
get tracked with like also how many people don't, I guess, renew their library card or anything?
not necessarily. Like, the biggest metric in return, like returning patrons recently, and this should be a pretty good example of why people need to use the library in the first place.
Mhm.
Our library went fine free back in 2021, and
Whoa.
people came flooding back in. Like people who had just had books that they had like sitting around, forgot to return. Uh, you know, they came back and they started checking out items again. And it's not like we've had a big uptick
Did
in items going missing as a result or something.
did any of them return the books being like, oh, thank God, I don't have to have a punishment for this anymore?
Some of them definitely did.
Okay,
Other
well,
ones was just like flat out, yeah, we're trying to forgive as many fines as we can. If you owe us something, come in, talk to us, we'll get it sorted out. And we haven't even been reporting things to like credit agencies for a few years at this point. I don't think we're ever going to go back.
Uh-huh.
And it's amazing what it does for people. Like, you know, you might think to yourself, oh, you know, what is like a maximum library fine? Like, I think ours could go up to $20 if you had a crap ton of items that you had kept out the longest amount of time possible before we report it missing.
Mhm.
But, you know, it does so much for people's peace of mind where it's like, I'm not gonna have to pay anything just because I forgot about my book for a week or something like that. And there was initially a concern about, you know, people just taking that as an invitation, you know, to be like, oh yeah, well, you know, well, since there's no fines, I can just keep it for as long as I want. And, you know, some people do that. And honestly, we occasionally encourage that. people will come in and be like, oh, I just really wanted to get into this book, but I haven't had time to read it. It's like, just hold on to it a couple extra days. It's free, basically. But just people don't want to have to stress out or worry, and this really contributes to that. So, we don't really worry too much about like the numbers. The library is one of those unique institutions where the people who are coming, the things that they need are always here. So as long as we keep bringing in new stuff and replacing the things that go missing and all that kind of stuff, people will keep showing up. We don't really have to worry about that so much.
So everyone go out there to your local library, get a library card, and check out a book. Get some reading done.
Yeah, because it's funny because these days libraries are about as much about technology as they are books. Because you can come, use a computer for free. We've got DVDs, audiobooks, we have video games. Full on, we get new release Switch titles, PS5 titles and stuff. You can check those out. You don't have to pay a cent to play these games. And they generally come back, which is always nice. We did have a little bit of problem with people like slipping the Switch games out because they're just so easy to pocket. So we have a new system where we keep the games themselves behind the counter, but you can just pick up the box and check it out, and then we'll give you the game on the way out. So it's about accountability, and obviously the way we are doing things now, yeah, we lose a few more items, things go, just vanish every now and again, but we're a public service, and the tax money has to go somewhere. So I figure if we can pour that back into the patronage,
roads, baby.
Yeah.
But no, that is good that it's not like I guess how most companies when they have a quote unquote loss, it's not like, oh god, it's ruining us.
Oh yeah, of course. We don't have to worry about that so much compared to other institutions. As long as people are visibly coming in and attracted by the services that we're offering, we can get more funding. So we never have to worry about, it's like, oh, libraries are so old hat. It's like they visibly are not. We are making a difference. So
yeah, I know we got, I guess, a little bit on a tangent about libraries in general, but was there anything else about the film you wanted to talk about?
Well, I was gonna say, at
like
least
this
with regards. Okay, so
down there.
So I couldn't do as much with that shot as I wanted to because my camera woman was terrified, rightfully so.
Like just spiders and snakes and whatnot, or
yeah, well, especially in the case of snakes, my other friend Whitney is deathly phobic of them, and we have spotted them around there at least once. But at any rate, the thing is, there's like a full-on dungeon down there. There's that alcove underneath the walkway, which you have to actually hunch down to get underneath when you're my size. And there's also a door that basically leads to God knows where inside. It's related to the pumps and all that other kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
But we used to constantly make a joke that that's where people get sent when they don't bring their books back. We find them and we throw them in that locker. And I really wanted to go down there and like film just how creepy it is and just have it be a totally unexplainable clip about like why is Gary lost in the Shadow Realm.
Just a yeah.
But I just had to settle for like they really didn't want to go down there, so I was like, okay, it's fine. I'll just look generally weird and lost. It's still on brand. So that and the bit with the bushes and all the other stuff, Gary's a little bit of an eccentric guy,
Yeah.
It's a little funky.
There we go.
Peaches and cream. Every once in a while.
So that's the interview itself, full on. I had wanted to do it the same day in the building because it just makes sense to have the library as a backdrop for that, right? But I got to the point where I just full on didn't feel comfortable spending any more time there without people around. Because the cleaners there trying to do their thing is like, I can make this work. I'm not gonna get in their way. So I took my kit over to a friend's house after I'd gotten done running my other errands for the night. Did a quick rundown of the script I'd written in my head, sat down in a chair in their kitchen, and just did the whole thing. I think I did a single retake. Everything else was one shot.
Nice.
Which I'm a big fan of that approach, honestly. It's like I get an idea in my head of what I like, and unless the scene is especially dynamic, I don't usually do retakes.
It can be fun that way.
Because it's like I try to let it flow, and I'm not as afraid. I don't think people should be afraid of like making small mistakes in their speech or something. I know Hollywood really loves like, oh yeah, diction is perfect in Fantasyland. People never misspeak or stutter or any of that other kind of stuff, but like that's not how real people talk. So when I accidentally like stumble over my words or something, or if I forget a part of the script, I just try to roll with it and see if I can make it make sense in context. The only reason I did the one retake that I did was it was towards the end of Gary complaining about the guy who had cursed him out, and that's why I
Yeah.
have a cut towards the end. And the only reason why I retook it is because I just happened to not include the bit about him complaining about not being a cocksucker and
Okay.
about his mom being a nice person.
I see.
And I couldn't make that feasibly, like I couldn't roll that back without making it seem awkward. That's like what he would leave off on.
Right.
So that's about all. It really was the most slapdash thing I've ever done, and I felt like it worked out pretty okay, all said and done. I am still really sad. I am really still disappointed that I didn't manage to do what I had originally planned for, because it was going to be really over the top and crazy, but I just eventually did reach a point where I could not feasibly get it all filmed in time. I have all the props, the costuming, the script, everything. The filming, the time for it isn't there. Even if I did the whole thing in one shot and didn't screw a single thing up, I wouldn't have time. So, and this was my backup plan, and I'm glad to hear you guys seem to like it, because I really wanted my Buncha Chumps directorial debut to be warmly received.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I got to do it with you guys this year, because, I just don't get to do this kind of creative stuff nearly as often anymore. So this is a really good excuse for me to do it.
Yeah, that's why we do it. It's good to have just that, maybe even a little push on just like making something. I think that's why we still keep it up after all this time, is just like it's fun to just get those creative juices going and just put something out there. Even if it's like literally for nothing, literally for like a few hours of fun watching them. I think it's good for us to just keep doing this.
Looking to take Bunch Chumps all the way into 2050, 2060, and beyond.
Absolutely, we're gonna be old as hell, and we're gonna have some films still. But don't worry, Jared. You can do your next film in the next year, because Bunch of Chumps 2024, baby. That's gonna be the best one yet.
Live on Kick with full nudity.
Can't do that.
But actually, though, next year I'm coming in hot, baby. This time
yeah,
for
you're gonna
real.
come in me hot, baby.
Yeah.
I'm coming in you so hot.
I think we could just try to have a common theme. Just everybody has to work an innuendo into their somewhere.
It'd be a fun spot the spot the theme
questionable remark.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and give you my idea for my starting next year continuation series. Is I'm gonna start with a commercial. I don't know about what yet, but it's gonna be a commercial type deal.
Should involve cookies, obviously.
Good. But yeah, I definitely want to put more planning into my stuff and start filming a lot sooner.
The Lucius Cinematic Universe.
Yeah. That's essentially the kind of build up I want, is just start including past projects and whatnot in there. And be like, oh, this is the see on the screen, he's got Shrek the Fifth on there. That's the first film they did.
Make one film that's just like a oneer about a guy sculpting a pot in his pottery class. And then in the next film, that's the pot used to murder a dude by busting it over his head.
Right, just like that kind of idea. I mean, Ridge already kind of does that with his stuff. There are like the small little things that you can pick up and just be like, oh, I remember that. I remember Enigma.
There's threads everywhere.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
But yeah, we'll try to figure out. I assume we'll still try to shoot for June next year. If not, then July. I'm just wondering if like it'll eventually get to the point where we push it back to winter, and then it just wraps back around again to be at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I think we definitely aim for June and then go from there.
I don't foresee. You know what? I'm not even going to say anything. I'm sure things will be calmer.
I guess it's hard to say, right? Like, what year is the least busy for people? Or, like, what part of the year? You know, because it's even, like, during the winter, even though you have holidays and you get off of work, well, then it's like, oh, well, everyone's traveling and going to see family and stuff.
Yeah, I feel there's just never really a good time, so you just gotta pick a time and then.
Right.
Yep.
That'll be it.
Yeah, that'll be the general till I make an announcement probably in like January, say like June-ish next year. But yeah, we're I guess was there any other questions about Jared's film that anyone wanted to talk about or ask? Okay, then sweet. I think we went through everything. Which means we did it. Nice job, everyone. I really like the unintended theme of we all put something together last second. I love that a lot, actually.
It's kind of like what is it, Ludum Dare?
Yeah.
Where you had to produce a game in like a super short frame of time.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I guess is there anything else we need to or wanted to discuss before we at least wrap up just the film festival in general and stream?
I think obviously we should determine theme at another point for the next one, but it doesn't have to happen right now.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, do we need to vote on winners?
Yeah, if we want to though, we could probably like just do that through chat even.
Yeah.
And like I'm not as super worried about it.
You just use reactions.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But we can talk about that and how to figure that out. But yeah, thank you everybody for everyone that contributed, everyone that came to watch some stuff. It was a good time.
Thanks for putting it together.
I think
If
this was
barely.
definitely the best year. Like I felt like we had a lot of quality this year.
I was just saying the same thing.
It feels just like 2020 bringing it back down because of course we've shot so high, but bringing it back down to the grassroots.
The grassroots
of just creating.
Exactly.
No Hollywood intervention here.
Yeah, but alright, I'm gonna end the stream here. I'll upload the VOD and then put a link to that in case anyone wanted to like go back and watch any Q&A stuff. But yeah, I think that's it.
Good shit, everybody.
Very
Look forward
nice.
to your
Very nice.
4 movies next year, Carl.
We surprisingly don't have a lot of horror movies, do we?
Ooh.
You know, I was just thinking about making one for next year too.
Maybe.
Ooh, interesting.
Do I smell a theme coming on?
Horror in 24.
Perhaps.
I don't know. A2024 though.
People keep dying. Very long and
think
in the
everybody's tired.
stream.